What am I doing here all alone? I got things that I gotta do. Waiting for my friends to come along.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Salty and Savage Show. I'm Salty.
What up? I'm Savage, and welcome.
Welcome. We are glad to see you guys here. The chat is already lively. Very exciting to see. We got new faces in here, probably from our guest, which, if you are new to the show, thank you for being here. Think about liking, subscribing. We could use it. What up, Professor Grass? Hey, Henry, wait. The Hijab Gamer was just reviewing Black Myth Wukong. You guys should invite her on the show sometime. Okay. I'm not familiar with that person, but you know what? DM me a link to their channel and I will check it out because I'm always down to talk to people about video games and things.
Slip into the DMs with that Sicky Wukong stuff.
Sicky.
All right, so what's going on, man? How you doing? You doing all right? What's going on?
I'm good, man. I've been busy working on my comic book, trying to get a good 8 hours in every day of drawing, so my hands all falling off, and then, doing all my other stuff, like more drawing for other people.
More drawing.
How about you?
Just been busy with the store, busy with the shop, just working with plants and records all day, every day, man. It's quite fun. I mean, I think I say it every week. It's pretty fun to kind of go through old records and find just absolute gems and diamonds in the rough. It is pretty fun. And then pricing them out, putting them in the store, and chatting with people about music is an absolute blast.
And those for you that are new to the show, Savage actually runs a record store in the middle of the country, and it's not just a record store. It sells houseplants and records, because when you think about houseplants, you're like, I want to listen to some music to help my houseplants grow. So that's the store that he runs.
The tail probably will end like Little Shop of Horrors. I'm probably gonna be Steve Martin though, unfortunately.
And if you are new to the show. If you are new to the show, welcome. This is a show we talk about pop culture, video games, movies, whatever we feel like talking about, basically. Savage is an Emmy award-winning producer from the show Extra. And I worked 20 years plus in entertainment advertising, so we do have a unique inside perspective on what is happening in pop culture and entertainment. And so we try to bring that perspective to you. I don't know. It's just two guys that worked in Hollywood for 20 plus years, 40 years between the two of us, basically.
Yeah,
basically.
Probably like 30,
and so basically, yeah, that's
probably like let's just say 60,000 hours of work between us, probably in the entertainment community. Because I'm like, I was trying to calculate, but I mean, not to mention the thousands of episodes of TV that I produced, thousands every single weekday. There was a brand new show. There was no days off.
What was that show called? Extra.
Yeah, but this like working, and it's absolutely staggering sometimes when you look back at it and you think about the sheer number of hours that you actually did something, upwards of 30,000.
Too many
Rock
hours.
The Casbah.
What up, Rock the Casbah?
Let's go.
Good.
All right,
that's a person we should have on the show. Actually, I like that guy. Right? He's fun. All right. So anyway, now that we've gotten the pleasantries out of the way, we've introduced ourselves to a whole new lot of people. And again, thank you for being here. Please like, subscribe, and share if you have the inkling to do so. You want to bring our guest on?
Let's bring him on.
All right. This is our guest. He's got a YouTube channel. The link should be pinned to the top. Welcome to the show, Dr. TIL.
Thanks for having me on, guys. Good to see you.
Heck yeah, dude.
Good
to have you here.
Thanks for
It's a
joining
great show, man. It's a really great show. I like I said before we got on, I feel like I already know you because I feel like I've already had a conversation with you because I watch the show a lot while I'm working. And so we're excited to have you here, man. And we're gonna talk about some weird shit today.
Good. I like weird shit. And it's great to be with some, some actual good people, not those losers I hang out with on my show that don't get art, don't get the sophistication of the written word and the artistic image combined in such a simple.
It's a diverse show,
elegant
though.
manner.
It's a diverse show. You got some rednecks, you got some guys from the Northwest, and then you got a Brazilian on the show. So you're doing your part to let everyone have a voice. It's just nobody actually knows what you're talking about when you go nerd on them.
I know, it's great. I love the looks on the blank looks on Kyle's face because he's like, I already got a language barrier, but now you're talking comics. I don't know what the fuck you're saying.
I understand there are times when Salty will start digging or diving into like a particular comic book realm or something, and I'm like, I think I'm gonna let him in the chat just go ahead and work on this for a second.
Yeah. I feel that way when it comes to like a lot of the Marvel stuff because like I'm way more. I grew up in the era where like Iron Man came out when I was like 17, and so like most of the Marvel stuff I know is like either the X-Men cartoon or like the Marvel animated movies, like stuff like that. So I was always more of a DC guy. So hence the
I know
that's where Wayne Manor fireplace.
That's where we will butt heads because I grew up loving. I'm a little bit older than you. I grew up on the 90s comics, so it was all about Image and Marvel for me. Marvel had the better artists, in my opinion. And even though DC had some good artists, but Marvel just had really great artists, and then Image had the best artists.
Yeah,
not any no writers though. No, they didn't have any stories, but I was more of a Marvel Image guy. However, the best animated comic book animated cartoon of all time is Batman the Animated Series.
Oh, absolutely.
That is hands down the best. I don't
Have
care
you
what
watched
anyone
the
says.
new one?
I have been watching the new one. I am up to episode 4, and I have thoughts. I
stopped at 3. I was just so bad. Like it was just so boring. It wasn't even necessarily bad. It was just boring.
It's not good.
What platform is this on?
It's on Amazon.
Is it?
HBO didn't want it.
HBO didn't. Nobody wanted it. Episode 1 is terrible. The gender swap with Penguin doesn't work. It was very forced. And then I think it's episode 3, correct me if I'm wrong, chat, where it's the Catwoman episode, and that was the most disappointing at all because Catwoman is actually one of the better villains because she's, not quite a villain, not quite a hero, like an anti-hero, not even an anti-hero. She's just her own, and she's a cool character. She's a woman. She's a cat and a cat, which that's all you need to say. She's like a cat and a woman wrapped in one.
So does she she only makes tuna fish sandwiches? Is that a little rough? Is that rough?
That was a dad joke and also a dirty joke at the same time.
The worst thing in the world.
I would treat that woman like Dino from the Flintstones. She made me a tuna fish sandwich. You're going right out the fucking front door. Don't you come back in the side window either. This shit stinks.
No,
don't you come back in the side window either.
No. Yeah, so they did that. I was very disappointed. I've lost interest, and I haven't picked it up in about 2 weeks because what they did to Catwoman, I thought that was just the worst episode. And so I'm just kind of like, I want to finish it because I want to talk about it on the show, but I'm just like, dude, it's not that great.
I've heard the last couple episodes were all right, but I haven't been able to get past episode 3. I just get so disinterested. Like Bruce Wayne is boring in this show,
and the animation is not as good. The character design is really inconsistent. Like Bruce Wayne looks like he's anime. Harvey Dent looks like he's anime, and then the girls are all frumpy and dumpy, and they're like, "Oh, we're gonna have body size differences," and it's like, why are all the women ugly and fat, and all the men really skinny, looking like anime characters?
Yeah, like I already have a hard time watching animation stuff these days, anyways. Like I love the old Batman animated show. I can't watch it on a flat screen TV. It's impossible.
Isn't it? Yeah. Isn't it like they cut off the sides or something like that?
No, it's the frame ghosting.
Yeah, the frame ghosting is really bad.
Oh, Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like, I can't watch like my mom's an old, like she's in her 60s
think
now.
about that.
God bless her soul. She doesn't know anything about frame rates or hertz or anything on TVs. So I go over to her house. She's watching just regular satellite, and it's like people are like moving in slow motion, but I can see every motion blur happening. I'm like, what is wrong with your TV?
She's like,
What are you talking about?
I thought
Like, you don't see that?
it was the new
Oh,
LG. I
man.
thought it just did this.
Oh,
She's like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, what it is, what a lot of people don't understand is that the newer TVs come set at 60 frames a second, which is for video games. You need that high, reaction time.
I need
Refresh
120,
rate,
baby.
yeah.
I need 120
Absolutely.
for my
Most
PC.
things, especially from older things, were filmed at
Yeah.
roughly 25. Was it 25.8 or something like that? 25.5. It's like 25 and a half frames or something like that a second. And so when you take that and you put it into a 60 frame TV, now they got to duplicate every frame
Yeah.
to make it work, and it makes it look so
And
fucking
yeah, it's
unnatural.
the television. I'm not sure how it was with animation at the time, but television when I was there, yeah, it was like 28 and a half frames
Mhm.
per second. So when you try to double it to make 60, there's a gap there.
Yeah, I think
You're
28 and a half is like what
Yeah.
the
And so-
NTSC, and then PAL's
Yeah.
like 25.
Yeah, something like that.
Something.
Yeah,
And as the
Yeah.
chat's eyes gloss over, essentially it's what my
Yeah.
wife doesn't like because it makes everything look like a soap opera now, and she hates that. She's like, it all looks like a daytime soap opera. And then my mother can't work the TV, and I'm like, Dad, why did you not just keep the old TV around? Because Mom is 76 years old and she can't operate the newfangled stuff, and it's just, I don't know if I like the technology except for my PC gaming. It makes it better.
Oh, dude, back when I did game a lot more, like that was mainly what I did.
Oh,
Was
yeah.
Xbox? Was it Xbox Play Pass? The Game Pass? They'd give you like free shit every month.
Oh yeah.
And then there was like dozens of free games to play, and like a lot of them, like you get the Halo Master Collection for free with that motherfucker.
PlayStation still does that under the PlayStation Plus thing, where as long as you maintain the PlayStation Plus account, you can retain all of these games. Like I have probably 100 to 115 games all downloaded for free that include like Tony Hawk Pro Skater and some Gran Turismo stuff, and like NBA 23K and just a bunch of fantastic, and Among Us. I mean, everything. Like once it's been hot and then it's on sale, a lot of times they just put it under that and you get it for free. And I just bury them and save them for like when nephews or old friends come over and we got to break out, or my little brother's got to break out Tony Hawk Pro Skater. Hell yeah.
Dude,
Well, my question is,
games. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, but my question is back to Batman real quick. My question about Batman in the Caped Crusader.
He was a homosexualist then.
I mean, it kind of seemed that way, right?
I mean, I don't know, guys. I don't know. Anyway, all right. So what are we drinking tonight, Savage?
Tonight I'm just having a classic Midwest, just American lager, just a super cheap light beer. I'm not even gonna advertise who it is or where it's from. I'm just trying to keep it classy.
Good stuff.
By drink
Whiskey, 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 whiskey.
That's right. That's what I'm drinking right there.
the crystal glass is important.
It is a classy tumbler.
It also it makes the beer.
Oh, we always class it up on the Salty and Savage show. All right, so let's get into it. The big news of the week, or some of there's like two things that are kind of big in the entertainment realm, and we're going to talk about the first thing because for about 8 weeks on the Salty and Savage show, we covered this disastrous show that you all know as Star Wars Acolyte.
Yes, the Acolyte. It was there was so much potential there, and there was everybody knows that Star Wars has great stories to be told. We just don't understand why they necessarily told this story like this, or it was just there were so many questions that it was absolutely absurd. And now the question is, why did you bother doing all of that if you were just gonna cancel it in the end? Like what in the world are you doing? The Acolyte.
You said they told a story. Did they?
Well, they tried. They tried, and then they tried to put all these other little things that you're like, oh, I really want to know what that guy's about. Like, who's the mystery you know, shadowy figure in the cave that's doing all this wonderful tailoring for these Jedi.
Well, that was what's his name, and I'm forgetting his name. Somebody help me out in the chat.
You said
it's
it was
the guy that,
Darth Plagueis?
yeah, thank you, Darth Plagueis, the guy that learned the power of life and death.
But then who the hell is this Acolyte dude supposed to be? He's certainly not supposed to be a young Palpatine, right?
Well, no one will find out. No one cares because the show has been canceled. That's right. Who didn't see it coming? I actually didn't see it coming. I was for sure thinking that Kathleen Kennedy and the rest of Disney was going to be like, no, you will like this. You will love it. I don't know. What do you think, Dr. Till?
I think, you get what you deserve sometimes.
You get what you deserve. It definitely seemed like I feel like it was the backlash, and it was I know it wasn't shows like us per se, but it was all of the backlash and all of the people going, what in the world is happening here? What have you done with my baby that caused this downfall, when all they could have done is, I don't know, maybe like fix some of the holes in the plot, and maybe utilize some of their better cast a little better and write a better story.
Yeah, but that would require talent and like time and brain cells.
So true.
And
so
also,
whatever's the name, Headland ain't got none of that shit.
Oh, Squarehead.
But really, Squarehead, at the end of the day, it's not her fault. It's not her fault.
I knew it. I'm surrounded by assholes.
At the end of the day,
it's woke, guys. It's woke. It's so woke. It's because it's woke. It's all woke in this. It's woke. It's all woke.
Did we mention woke?
That was I actually saw on Facebook one of my more conservative friends, and shame on you for saying this, but he was really mad. He's all, oh, it's because of the anti-woke on YouTube and they killed the show. No, the show killed the show because the show was terrible. And
when it comes down to it, all those people yelling on Twitter about, oh, you don't like this, like they don't watch the fucking show either.
No, they don't.
I watched the show. I wish I hadn't.
Me and Savage both wish that we had not watched that show.
And there were we kept, it was one of these things like, no, we're gonna still do this next week, right? We're gonna keep beating this dead horse, hoping that something good is gonna happen. And I guess that's what they felt like in the end too. Disney's like, look, we did beat the shit out of this horse while it was dead for 8 episodes.
Yeah. We kicked it.
Maybe we just buy another horse.
See, what executives in Hollywood never have in the 100 years that we've been doing this now, they have never figured out the one simple rule: less is more.
Less is more. Yep. Well, they also
don't tell. Like, come on.
There's a lot. Executives are the worst. Savage knows it. Till, you worked at Hollywood. We all on this panel right now have all, at some point in our life, worked in Hollywood on some kind of level. We all know that the upper echelon of the executives didn't get there on merit. They usually got there because they knew somebody, they blew somebody, or they, did cocaine with somebody. I was trying to come up with a rhyme. It kind of got away from me.
Or they knew somebody who blew somebody.
and they will make the worst decisions. They're so far from reality. They don't live in the same neighborhoods as regular folks. They live in their little gated community. It's just, and they're arrogant. The arrogance coming out of Hollywood, and it's just gotten worse because the nepotism is just at an all-time high. And I honestly, this is my theory, Till. My theory is that the nepotism in Hollywood or the DEI move from Hollywood is to hide and make up for the nepotism that's been happening for the last 3 decades.
Yeah. Well, a lot of it, I think, too, is not only are they just giving family members and friends these jobs, which, honestly, if you were a high-ranking executive at a studio, would you not give a nephew or someone a job? Nepotism is just how the world works.
There is to some extent. I've seen very much of this working for a television show where it's like a newsroom and there's lots of turnover and stuff. I've seen a lot of this, and there's a big difference between letting your nephew come in as a runner and work his way up the chain than bringing your nephew in who's never done anything and giving him a producer position and then sending him on like the best things and making him like he can work less and then he can, you know, he can do all of these things and he can phone it in and he doesn't need to do all of these things that everybody else has to do. Well, he doesn't have to do those. That's the horse shit that everybody hates in Hollywood. It's
nepotism's always a thing, but nepotism, it used to be where, yeah, give my nephew a job. He's going to be a grip guy or he's going to do the lowest totem pole work. And if he busts his ass, he's probably going to be considered for promotion over other people, obviously, nepotism. But if he does a crappy job, he's lazy, he doesn't show up, that guy used to get fired. Now it's like, oh, my nephew, he's right out of college. Give him a vice president job or put him in your television show because Seth Rogen is so talented and funny.
Well, a lot of times too, what you have is like a family member or a friend of a family, whatever, gives them like their foot in the door and then make them a couple of their first promotions. And because other people want to be looked on positively by that person's family member, they'll continue giving promotions. And when that person becomes a problem, they'll promote them laterally so they can just kind of shove them into a back closet and keep paying them a fucking $1 million a year for nothing.
And the other issue, I'm telling you guys, the other issue is that we've sent all of our jobs for manufacturing overseas to like China and the Philippines and Taiwan when we really need to bring those jobs back. That's why we have to re-elect Donald Trump, because we need to bring the jobs back because all these assholes. No, Savage, I'm sorry. I'm going to win you over eventually.
You turned this real quick. I was, how the hell?
All the assholes that are in the creative field of the arts and entertainment, the talentless, unimaginative twats that are like filling up these executive slots, they can go back to managing widgets being produced and get the hell out of creative, because that's the other issue is that we send all of our manufacturing jobs overseas. So now those dicks with the college degrees are like, I'm showing up to the arts and entertainment to get a job, and they're ruining everything. Go back to making widgets, you asshole.
Yeah, I think we should make filmmaking more grueling for sure, because it will definitely weed out the pussies.
Yeah.
Well, so what's that article? Do we have an article that we wanted to look at really quick, or are we just going to talk about it and move on to the next thing?
Acolyte. Let's just chat about it.
Well,
I mean,
did you hear what else happened?
What do we got
in relation to the show? If you go in the Disney store and search the Acolyte, nothing comes up now.
No, I just saw a Facebook ad for it yesterday.
No merch anymore.
There's nothing on the Disney store related to Acolyte. They are wiping it from the internet.
They're probably taking all of that stuff and they're stuffing it into the gift shops at the physical Disney locations.
It's probably going to be my Ollies next week.
Or you're going to be looking at the next Africa relief thing, and some kid's going to be wearing all these Acolyte stuff. And you're going to be like, wait a minute.
That would be the best.
Wait a minute! Instead of the wrong,
that's the true dark side.
Instead of the wrong Super Bowl outfit, they have old Acolyte stuff.
Andrew Campbell from Australia says, asshole widgets would make a ton of money. That's a business for Chatsworth, my friend. And if you don't know what Chatsworth is, that's a good thing. But that's a business for Chatsworth.
That's where
all those butt plugs.
That's where they're using assholes as widgets for sure.
My mother might be watching. I'm sorry, mother. But
hookers everywhere. Hookers everywhere.
I don't know anything about these things.
Hookers.
I've read them online.
Nestor says, make entertainment great again. That is right, Nestor Morales. That is right. Damn right.
Damn right.
Yeah, Chicanos for Trump.
There's so many good stories to be told in the Star Wars universe. It's just so terrible that I don't know, they created a story that somehow just didn't work, and everybody was like, what is going on, and why are you doing it like this?
Wait, somehow didn't work? Somehow didn't work?
Well, we know why it didn't work.
It somehow didn't return this time.
But the thing is that you can do that. We've seen before that you can do a lot of things in Star Wars, and people are like, no, but it's Star Wars. Like, okay, no, this is all right. And everyone was just like, no.
How'd you guys feel about just the basic premise? Like, not the show itself, but the premise they put forth.
I think if they did this premise, it would have been a better show.
I am your father's brother's nephew's cousin's former roommate.
Much better. That would have been much better, more entertaining than what the hell Acolyte was.
and
The
you're-
premise of the show was TIL. It was so bad because I couldn't figure out what was going on because it was trying to be, those people that are like, oh, we're intellectuals and we're going to do something really like intellectual. And it's like, no.
Tells you an intellectual, don't believe
Yeah.
them.
Star Wars is a Western, dicks. It is a Western in space. It is the black hat, the white hat, and the townsfolk. That's the story. Mandalorian season 1 got it right. You couldn't figure it out because you're dumb and you're one of those liberal elites that went to Berkeley and is all like, I studied film and all you ever watched was French foreign art films that no one fucking likes because they're terrible except for the French who are also terrible.
I saw a lot of those in school. Breathless was fucking awful.
Yes.
That is the main French New Wave movie everyone cites. Oh, have you seen Breathless? Yes, it sucked.
Yeah, it's like going to the art museum and then you go to the modern art section and people are sitting looking at like the swash of paint and speckle and going, oh, that's really deep. It's not deep, asshole. Someone literally shat on the canvas and was all like, ooh, I know a rich person that thinks this is a really important piece now in New York and they are a Democrat.
Oh.
And so it's really important and blah, 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 give me money. It's the stupidest shit. It's
Oh my
a con.
gosh.
It's a freaking con.
Speaking of art cons, I just saw a video the other day. So some kid wore just his dirty pair of Converse All-Stars, just Chuck Taylors, into like this art gallery showing, and there was this corner of the art gallery that there wasn't really anything in, so he took off one of his shoes and he just left it sitting there, and then he walked over to the other side of the room.
I've seen
and
that,
they just waited, and then all of a sudden people started gathering and taking photos of the shoe on the ground like it was an art installation.
Dude,
Like,
I'm
what
getting
are
to the
you-
point in my life where I want to become that guy, but like make money off of it almost. Like I'm almost to the point in my life where it's like, I mean, I think scamming people is wrong.
But
But what if I'm scamming really stupid people? Is that
You
wrong?
know, here's the thing.
But what if you're just showing up in an art installation and you just happen to, like blow the lid off the place?
It's
I'm
never
considering buying old electrical equipment from Amazon and reselling it as ghost hunting equipment.
oh,
it's,
okay.
it's never wrong to scam Democrats. I'm sorry, it's never wrong.
If
never
someone's
wrong.
dumb enough to buy something, it's obviously made
Right?
to happen.
I want to.
mean,
There's an app you can download. Like I love all this ghost hunting shit. It's absolute bullshit, but I love it because it's people.
It's so funny. It's funny.
Ghost Adventures is one of the funniest shows ever made.
It's so absurd.
Oh my god, it's in my body. I feel it possessing. You feel this cold spot, guys? You feel this cold spot right here.
Bros, come here.
There's an app, like if you watch like YouTuber ghost hunters, there's an app that a lot of them like to use. It's called the Necrophonic app,
Oh,
and it's essentially a sound bank, right, with a random number generator attached to it. So it has little fragments of sound clips in it, and it's mostly static. So like say there's like 10,000 sound clips, 9,000 are static, 1,000 of them are like fractions of words, right?
just 2 frames of a word or something.
Essentially, yeah. And so it sits there and it's constant. It's just generating numbers as fast as it can, and when it hits one that has an actual sound attached to it, it like will make fractions of sounds, right? It'll make.
So
And that's
people
how
are sitting there thinking they're communicating with something.
I want one that like I just want fractions of the word gay. Like put like 1,000 times in there, and so it's just like the ghosts just keep calling them gay.
But they can't figure it out. They're like, oh, I can't hear
Yeah.
the whole word. Let's put it together.
He was a homosexualist then.
I want to package it exactly like the real app too, so nobody people don't figure out. I thought about that one, Simply Green, but I thought that might be a little too risky.
Oh, so good.
Just all
All
fragments
right.
of all slurs in there.
do you know what time it is?
What time is it, dog?
Where is it?
I don't know. Where's what? Oh
Yeah.
my God.
Oh,
It's time for the
yeah.
top 5. Are you ready? Top 5.
You guys couldn't hear it, but I did an air horn. It was just for me.
Just for you. So we're doing top 5 best actors who should be the next Doctor Who for a couple of reasons. Number one, we have Dr. TIL here, so there's a little, come on, Dr. TIL, Doctor Who. And number two, Dr. TIL is a huge Doctor Who fan, as am I. So we thought,
where do you cut off?
Was that where do I cut off?
Yeah, on Doctor Who, where do you cut off?
Oh, I'm after, I love all the way up to Capaldi, and then I'm done.
I think Capaldi's first season's about where I watched all of Capaldi, but his first season's about where I think it should end.
There's some gem episodes in all three of them, and I like him as I like the grumpy Doctor Who.
He's the best Doctor, honestly.
I have a hard time because I like them all for different reasons. All the reboot, and then I love gosh, why am I blanking on the scarf guy?
Tom Baker.
Tom Baker. I love Tom Baker. I love all the Doctors. The new Doctors. I love all four of them. I like Tom Baker, and then the first Doctor, and then the third Doctor, and then everyone else. I'm like,
yeah. I kind of basically for the old Who. The main stuff I watch is anything written by Douglas Adams.
What up, Katie Did?
Hey, Katie Did. How's it going? Another air horn just for me.
Sorry, go ahead. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. We got to interrupt for Katie Did. So.
Oh no, you're fine. But yeah, Douglas Adams. That's the main old Who stuff I love. I have watched a lot of the other stuff. I've watched some of everyone. Netflix for a while there, years ago, maybe even 6-7 years ago, was putting a lot of the old Who on Netflix, but they couldn't get all of them because a lot of the original ones were damaged.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
so,
yeah. I archived stuff, right?
Yeah. I fell in love with Doctor Who when I was about 19 years old. I lived in this really run-down old 2-bedroom apartment. And then my parents came and lived with me because we were very, very poor when I was young. And Salty Papa's in the chat. He could attest to this. And we had this little old TV from when I was in 3rd grade, and I inherited it. And we had rabbit ears. And for whatever reason, I have no idea how this happened, but on the rabbit ears, on channel 3, I could get BBC. And so I fell in love with Doctor Who when I was a teenager living in that apartment, working at Disney, working my tail off. And those rabbit ears, and you get the foil hanging, and on channel 3, for whatever reason, I could get Doctor Who. So I fell in love with Tom Baker because they played that one all the time. And then when they did the reboot, I lost my mind. I loved it so much. And then I watched every single season up until they did the switch because I thought the gender swap could have worked. Now, Till, do you remember the episode where the TARDIS got put into a woman's body?
Yes. I love that episode.
That woman could have been the Doctor.
Inner
House. Yeah, she would have been a good Doctor.
That woman could have been the Doctor because you had Missy, and I did like the gender swap for the Master.
And I thought it worked really well with the Master because the Master's whole purpose is just to fuck with the Doctor.
Exactly.
So why would he turn into a woman just to fuck with him more?
I know. And Missy, and see, yeah, Sally Papa says, tough times they were. Tough times, but they built character like they do, okay? What are you going to be, a leftist Democrat crying about, oh, I'm a victim, oh. Anyway, yeah, so I thought that that actress, she would have been a great gender swap, but the actress they had, she was stiff, she was, it was just not, and she was trying to be goofy, and she was not a good actress at all. Yeah, Savage has no idea what's going on right now.
He's just nodding his head. Yes, Doctor Who, definitely.
I love David Tennant.
Oh, David Tennant he was probably, when I say Capaldi was the best Doctor, I mean Capaldi encapsulated the Doctor, the Doctor's personality the best. He had all the grumpy oldness of the older Doctors, and then the kind of the younger Doctors had they were goofy.
I get it. Yeah.
But they had this look behind their eyes where it's I'm being goofy because otherwise I'm going to be terrifying.
I could lose it.
I did love, and see, the bear says Matt Smith was the best. Oh, we got Vashnik in the chat, dude. What up, brother? How you doing, man? The Baron says Matt Smith was the best. And again, I loved Eccleston. I think that he was underserved by the writing because what's his name? Rhys Davies, not the best writer. Moffat, much better writer. I think Tennant benefited from Moffat's writing when he was able to lead the writing. Again, Rhys Davies, not the best writer. Matt Smith, everyone loves Matt Smith because Moffat took over, and he got that's where he hit his stride, was with Matt Smith. And then the season 1 of Capaldi was Moffat, and then Moffat, I think, was phoning it in the last 2 seasons.
Yeah, because he was more interested in Sherlock, which Sherlock was a great show for like 3 seasons.
Really good show
ended with
for
that 3rd season though.
All right, so we're gonna get into it. We're gonna do it, guys. Let me get the videos prepped.
Top 5. Best
So at number 5.
Number 5.
Great Doctor Who. Okay, again, this list is how Doctor Who could be saved from Disney if they turn away from the woke mind virus and the DEI bullcrap and just focus on good storytelling and good casting again. Okay. So number 5.
No, please, no. I just need to get back into practice. Oh, no, don't do your magic act. Please, I'm actually begging you. You've no idea how demeaning that is. Please. In your finger.
Michael Sheen, yeah.
So Michael Sheen, famously, if you don't know who he is, he was in The Omen. He was the vampire in the first movie with, what's her name? Kate Beckinsale, the vampire movie.
Underworld.
He was
Underworld.
Yeah, he was the light.
I worked on those movies and I can't ever remember the name. Underworld. He was married to Kate Beckinsale, and then, she left him for younger, more attractive men. He would be a great doctor because you could bring David Tennant as a 10th Doctor back. They would play off each other. You could do like a 2-doctor thing. It would be fun.
It would be so good.
He'd be
He's great. I love him and everything.
Who's the guy with the celery stalk?
Hey, that's a personal question.
The doctor that wore the celery stalk on his lapel.
The freaking dude. That's the dad of the daughter that married David Tennant.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the 4th Doctor or the 5th Doctor with the celery stalk. He's the father. His daughter married David Tennant.
Interesting.
Who was in season 2 or David Tennant's 2nd season of Doctor Who as
the blonde,
his child.
Yes, I remember that episode. I remember. I had a buddy that got me into Doctor Who, and I remember him telling me like, "Oh yeah, that episode where like the Doctor meets his clone daughter or whatever." I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "That's his wife." I'm like, "Well, that's weird."
Well, and also weird. The daughter of the 4th or 5th Doctor. I can't remember. The guy with the celery on his jacket. What about him? What about that Doctor? The blonde Doctor.
God,
the blonde
I
Doctor. I can't either.
But Michael Sheen would have that kind of vibe about him.
Mm-hmm.
Very gentlemanly.
Yeah.
It's really wild to see him be like the Lycan in Underworld, and then be like who he is now in Gods and Omens. You're like, what? This guy?
Dude, the weird one for me was when he started Masters of Sex. You remember that show?
Right. Yeah.
That was a weird one.
When he starts growing facial hair, when he starts getting a beard, man, I'm like, oh yeah, this guy.
Has anyone seen Staged at all? Has anyone watched that show?
No.
Staged.
Oh my gosh, you guys have to check out Staged. It started under COVID when England did the COVID lockdown, their harsh COVID lockdowns. David Tennant and Michael Sheen did a show where they were just on a Zoom call all the time, talking back and forth, trying to figure out COVID, and then doing a play and all. And it's hilarious. If you love British comedy, it's actually really, really funny. And it kind of falls out after about season 3 because COVID's over and it's not that big of a deal anymore. But the first 2 seasons are freaking amazing. I absolutely love them.
I love David Tennant, but he's got some weird ideas.
Yeah.
But they all do, don't they?
All right, number 4.
Number 5 on the list was Michael Sheen. Number 4.
Number 4.
Pedophile.
Who's a paedophile?
No. His name is Peter File.
His name is paedophile.
Don't say it like that. It sounds like pedophile.
Isn't that what he just said?
No, Peter File.
Pedophile.
Peter File.
Who's a pedophile?
No one.
So if you don't know who we're talking about, Richard Ayoade is the guy with the glasses, with the curly fro hair. I actually think, hey, if you're gonna do the DEI woke stuff and we gotta have diversity, like just hire someone that's good and funny and awkward and can play that character well. TIL probably will disagree, but I think if you're gonna do the awkward, like Matt Smith, David Tennant, funny, I'm funny guy, you pick Richard Ayoade, man, because he's hilarious.
He's pretty good. Like I wouldn't like if they would have chose him instead of what's the gay guy's name?
He was a homosexualist then.
I keep wanting to call him Chiwetel Ejiofor, but that's not.
Yeah,
that
I know. I haven't watched it, so I can't say whether it's good or bad. But it just what I've seen, it feels awkward. It feels awkward.
I remember his name now. I call him Shitty Fuckwad because his name is Shooty Gatwad.
Oh,
okay, yeah.
Shitty fuckwad. That's great.
And see, the thing with that is they're trying too hard. It's like you're just trying so hard to do the we're gonna be different. We're gonna be different.
Salty, I hate to tell you, that's not why he got hired.
I don't know why. What? Because why did he get hired?
We'll see. He's a gay man. He's a young gay man, a young African English gay man.
He was a homosexualist then.
Yeah.
The writer is a older.
Oh, you think that there was some Hollywood shenanigans like what happens in Hollywood?
Have you not seen their photos?
Yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah. Well, you know,
there's photos where like they're literally hanging on each other with like Shooty Gat was not wearing a shirt and shit, and like Russell's got his hands all over his titties and shit.
Where did he shoot his gatwad? What?
Oh, that's right. Russell T. Davies. What did I say his name was? Something G. Russell T. Davies. I can never remember that guy's name.
That's the guy from Sliders.
Yeah, I was like,
who?
Reese
Davies? Russell T. Davies. I can't remember anyone's name. I'm an old person trapped in a young person's body.
That would be very different.
I was so confused.
Russell T. Davies. Thank you. Why did anyone correct me in the chat or you? Damn you people! Just let me go with the wrong name.
I'm like, Reese Davies, huh? All right.
You get to the writer's room at Doctor Who's like, what do we got for this season?
Wait, the guy from Sliders?
It was like, yeah.
It'll work. Why not? Disney Plus is like, hell, we got freaking Squarehead trying to write a show. Why don't we get Reese Davies to write a Doctor Who show?
Jonathan Reese Davies. I loved you in the Tudors.
Oh my gosh.
All right, so number 4.
I am kind of retarded. I'm sorry.
Number 4, Richard Ayoade. And everybody, I think just about everybody in the chat is thinking this is a great idea. I mean, there's no reason not to do this, even if it's just for like one episode in an alternate universe. Like, this guy's fantastic, and he would be an absolutely wonderful addition to the Doctor lineup.
Yeah, absolutely, positively, without a doubt, facts. All right, number 3.
You must be Quick Finch's granddaughter. You're much better looking than he is. Imagine trying to kiss that. They look heavy. Let me take these to your table.
Thank you, handsome. The gin and tonic's for my sister, Ruth.
Okay.
This one is for Stacey.
Hello.
And if you could hand this one to my boyfriend.
Fuck you. Whiskey!
I love that episode.
Whiskey! Matt? All right, so again, goofy, but Doctor Who needs to be chubby again. So, make Doctor Who a little, rotund. And if you've seen What We Do in Darkness, Matt Berry is hilarious, but also has a bit of a range. It would be good. Again, I say TIL, a palate cleanser. Maybe not the best Doctor, but still a palate cleanser from the darkness that we have gone down, the dark road that we've gone down, where it's not even good anymore.
Oh God. Oh, Doctor, where have you gone? Where are you, Doctor? We need you. Matt Berry would be great. His voice,
Doctor Who fat. Just not quite fat. He's a little rotund,
But if you think about like some of the great monologues and unique pieces of dialogue that the Doctor gets to say, having Matt Berry be able to say some of them would be absolutely marvelous. Like, it would be so cool, dude.
I think this is the worst one so far for TIL. He's like, I don't even know what to say right now.
No, I'm just thinking of. I was trying to remember an actor's name, and I was looking it up because I have like an alternate suggestion once you guys finish your.
Fair enough.
Oh, right, we want those suggestions.
You might even pick them. Yeah. I don't know.
We might.
You might even.
But
change your mind.
Here's our palate cleanser.
Am I ginger?
No, you just sort of brown.
Yeah, I wanted to be ginger. I've never been ginger. And you, Rose Tyler, that lot of good you were. You gave up on me. Oh, that's rude. That's what man I am now. Am I rude? Rude and not ginger. Eyes too narrows, and I've had worse chin. Blimey. I'm a girl. No. I'm not a girl. No. I'm still not Ginger.
Still not Ginger.
It's one of my favorite ongoing bits with it. I love that, like, all the other Time Lords can just, like, while the regeneration still going, they're like, I don't like this body. I'm just going to switch for a new one, try a different body for a little while. He can't control it. He sucks at it. He's the worst.
He is the absolute worst. And also sometimes he just goes back to the old body because he's vain, which that was terrible. When they brought David Tennant back, me and my wife were so excited. We're like, oh, we're going to get we're going to get a palate cleanser from the woman that was Jodie Whittaker, who was so awkward and just not good. And then they're like, yeah, we're going to also shove all this preaching into the show and shove it down your throat. And then so normally, like, if you're going to give me medicine, you're going to wrap it in some cheese or some meat. That's what you do for the dog. They're like, no, we're not even going to do it in a good story. So the story's going to suck too.
Yeah. Did you ever watch Chibnall's last show, Broadchurch? Had David Tennant in it.
I didn't see the last season. I didn't see the last season of Broadchurch. The first season was so good.
Yeah, but now looking back after seeing his 3 seasons of Doctor Who, I don't know if I could watch that show again because now it just feels weird.
Because it's so dark and disturbing.
Well, it's just like you've been putting all this gay propaganda into the show for years. Like,
oh yeah.
I mean, now it's making that show kind of retroactively a little creepy.
Well, that's the thing. It's like they've been putting the woke stuff in for decades, but they used to wrap it in deliciousness. So you didn't, you saw it and you're like, oh, okay. But you didn't care because it was good and entertaining, and now it's just like, you're not even trying. You're not even trying to give me the medicine. You're just forcing it down my throat.
Yeah. But once upon a time, like woke stuff, I guess you would call it now, was just like, hey, wars are bad. Like, no shit.
Yeah, that like I look back and go,
okay.
I agree with that. Wait, I actually, a lot of the stuff I'm like, I'm cool with it. But now I'm like, no. What? Why? And also, we already live in a world that's very open and diverse. Why are we talking about it like it's still a thing? It's not a thing. I'm sorry, you're not special anymore. You're just like, and that's what it is. You're not special anymore. You're just like the rest of us slobs. Welcome to reality. And they're like, no, I'm still special. I'm still special.
Yeah.
You are still special. And we need to get to number 2.
All right, number 2
of the top 5.
And this might be obscure, but if you watch the BBC,
this is very obscure, I think.
I don't think it's going to be obscure to our audience, though.
Okay.
Are you ready? All right. Here we go.
You really didn't like Mark Talbot.
Perhaps with good reason.
But how could he have done it?
See, we keep coming back to that. We must be missing something. Someone has to be lying. The 2 Ds.
The what?
Diligence and detail. We go back through the statements, find the inconsistencies. I'm Colin, by the way.
I'm Nancy.
Wicked. What do you do, Nancy?
I'm a cook.
Ever do weddings?
Yes, I do.
I should have asked you to do this one.
I did.
God, I wish you hadn't have turned it down.
I didn't.
Right.
Now, if you don't know who Chris Marshall is, that was Love Actually. He's also in Death in Paradise, which is an amazing mystery show on the BBC called Death in Paradise. Really, really good. You should check it out. He, I think, is the second detective. The Death in Paradise, TIL, you got to check it out if you haven't seen Death in Paradise. It's actually, what if Doctor Who was a British detective in the Virgin Islands?
Sounds better than Knives Out.
A British version sounds pretty common to me.
It's actually a really, really good show. And why I say Doctor Who is because every 3 seasons they switch out detectives and drop in a new detective, and it's been happening for over a decade now, because it's like they're on their 4th or 5th detective now, and it's these murder mysteries that happen on this island in the Virgin Islands. It's actually a really, really good show. So if you like British mysteries, that's a good show to watch. But yeah, so number 2, Chris Marshall. Please watch Death in Paradise.
Is he
he
ginger?
He is ginger.
Hey, he's ginger.
He's ginger.
All right, my people.
All right,
represented.
And the chat's really quiet, so I'm sorry, guys. I pushed hard for this one. Blame it on me. Watch Death in Paradise. It's a really good show. Number 1.
Hi, I'm holding for General Hux.
This is Hux. You and your friends are doomed. We will wipe your filth from the galaxy.
Okay, I'll hold.
Hello?
Hello? Yep, I'm still here.
Can he hear me?
Hux?
He can.
One of the weirdest scenes in Star Wars ever.
I know, but you gotta admit, he would be a great Doctor Who. And again,
I kind of want his dad over him, though.
Oh, his dad would be great, Brendan Gleeson.
You get the ginger, but then you give him fat as well. And
you're covering all the bases of everything that Disney ignores and rejects now. Fat people, gingers, and the Irish.
Hey,
I think it'd be great to see like an old fat Doctor Who trying to run around, and he's constantly had to be like, I have to take a breather. This body sucks.
Brendan Gleeson would be great, but I think that a Domhnall Gleeson also would be really, really good. And I think his brother might be good as well.
Yeah, Domhnall's. I think he's fantastic. He's an absolute chameleon. I've seen a number of the kind of like independent British comedies and things like that he did over the years before he hit the Star Wars franchise, and he's great. Like, he's absolutely fantastic. I think he's in like a Black Mirror episode. He's absolutely fantastic, and he makes so much sense and would be so great.
Yeah,
and ginger.
Because at the end of the day, guys, we are trying to fight against the hatred and a bigotry that seems to be plaguing Hollywood.
Oh my God.
As they hate the gingers.
They don't like my people.
They
Dude,
don't.
The most annoying thing about Mary Jane getting brown washed was they picked Zendaya. Why?
Well, look at all. Okay, so
she's bankable. That's
why not make like all the gingers? Look at all the gingers. All the gingers got replaced. All the gingers.
Molly Wayans, my boy.
Marlon Wayans. It's so great.
No more gingers are not allowed in the comic book Hollywood world. No gingers. Absolutely none. None.
What's his name? Is Jim Gordon was good. That's
no. Here's the thing. I never mind when they do swap out characters when it works, right? Like Samuel L. Jackson as frickin' Nick Fury just works, dude. Like, it absolutely works. Michael Clark Duncan as the Kingpin, not a good cast. Not a good cast. You know what I mean? So like, but
nothing in that movie was good.
Jennifer Garner wasn't good. Ben Affleck wasn't good.
Let's just say Michael Clark Duncan was the hottest Denny's waitress in that movie. Let's just put it that way.
Michael Clark Duncan might have been the best part about that movie, actually.
Exactly.
No, you know what? The guy that played Elektra's dad was the best casting of that movie. That was
I don't remember.
It's the guy that always plays that, like, oh, is he Greek? Is he Middle Eastern actor? He's bald. He's actually a really good actor.
Oh, the dude from The Mummy?
There's a few people from The Mummy.
The bald guy that like ran the library she worked at and turned out to be a part of the.
Oh, I don't remember.
He was like I think he's actually Egyptian. I don't know. It's been 20 years since I've seen Daredevil.
I'm looking it up right now. Eric Avari.
Hold on. While you look it up, that's been our top 5. We gotta love those graphics.
It's Eric Avari. The greatest casting of the Daredevil movie ever of all time.
But what?
That guy.
Yes.
This guy.
That's the librarian.
Yeah.
Yes.
He was in Stargate. He was in so many things.
He's in what's
I love Stargate.
He's a really good actor.
There's a movie he's in. Oh, it's one of the Adam Sandler movies where it's like Mr. Deeds or something, and he sings on an airplane he's great. The guy's fantastic. He's been around for years.
Or as we all affectionately know him as, is that guy in The Thing.
Yeah. He was in Mr. Deeds. Yes.
Yes, he was in Mr. Deeds.
All right. So, Ed, did you hear? I'm a huge Adam Sandler fan. Have been since I was a kid, and they're now making a Happy Gilmore 2.
Oh God!
So Netflix makes so much money from all of his comedies because he just keeps putting stuff out on there that they're like, you know what, we're gonna pay for a Happy Gilmore 2, and they're like, all right, we're gonna do it. They probably had so much money and had so much fun, and everyone will watch it and they'll be like, oh well, I wish it was better, but it's one of those things that you're just like, yes, that sounds like an awesome idea. Oh wait, that sounds like a bad idea, because you're also thinking about like, okay, so there's going to be like a million cameos, so they're going to try to write everybody into the movie. Like, oh my God, this is going to be a mess.
I don't care. I'm there for it because I love Happy Gilmore.
I mean, I
did love Happy Gilmore. It's a good movie.
The only thing that they really need to do is they need to hire somebody that's got their AI game down so that we can get a cameo from Norm Macdonald. Oh, if it's just for a couple of seconds.
I think also the guy that was like, hey, you jackass. I think that guy also died.
I just want to see Norm Macdonald. I don't care. Figure it out, guys. Figure out some way to honor Norm Macdonald for Happy Gilmore, because that needs to happen. Like, even though he was in Billy Madison, I don't think he was in Happy Gilmore, but he was in Billy Madison. But you know what they need to do is like Happy Gilmore 2 should be a amalgam of Billy Madison and Happy Gilmore into one film. Just do the thing.
I just think Adam Sandler should retire and stop making movies.
He makes so much money. Netflix.
I couldn't do the grown-ups movies. That's where I tapped out.
Netflix just keeps handing him like big bags of money, and he's like, "You want me to do it again?"
They're desperate. They're so desperate.
I don't care, because here's the thing: that guy is getting cash, and he's so what I love. Okay,
all his friends along, which is fucking fantastic.
I love the fact that him and his crew are just a bunch of California, classic liberal libertarians. I love that they're just fleecing Hollywood, left-wing Hollywood, for all the money while also phoning it in.
Yeah, you can't blame them. I think this whole model that like these streaming services has, where they're just like, we'll give you a shit ton, we'll give you hundreds of $1 million if you do your next 3 movies here. How about this? How about you give them like a 10th of that? Like, say you're going to give them $500 million. Like, how much they give Zack Snyder for like Rebel Moon that end up shitting the bed instantly? Like, way too. They could have just had him do like $100 million movie. Shit, do a $50 million movie, and then actually build up. Like, you can't just like, maybe if he was doing more DC movies on Netflix, they could have like made a shit ton of money. But nobody gives a fuck about Rebel. Yeah, we want to know about your space grain, Zach. That's exactly what we need to know about.
What DC character could Adam Sandler play?
What DC? Who's asking? Where is that coming from?
Old man Shazam.
I'm asking. Old man Shazam.
Like, there's like a fat old guy that's like in the Shazam costume. He's just kind of like a joke character. Like,
so Adam Sandler, like how he wears.
Yeah, I'm sorry. So first off, I agree with Uncap. I actually think he'd be a decent Riddler if you're gonna go more of the campy, goofy Batman 1960s television show.
Wow.
It's a riddle. Zippity.
How do you guys feel about the new version of the Riddler?
Booster Gold? I don't think so. Booster Gold needs to be like
not Kumail Nanjiani.
Oh.
Anybody else, literally anyone else on the planet.
I
Be
also
a woman, I don't care.
I think that you know who would be a really good Booster Gold? What's his name? Gosh, why am I the guy that was in Castle and Firefly?
Anyone other than
Nathan Fillion?
Yeah, Nathan Fillion would actually be.
He's gonna be Guy Gardner in the new Superman movie.
I know. I don't know how I feel about that.
Really
terrible. It's bad casting.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Huh.
I think Nathan Fillion would be a good Booster Gold. Actually,
he would have been a lot of really good. Like he would have been a great Hal Jordan 15 years ago. Like when Ryan Reynolds got cast, he would have been a great Hal Jordan then.
Yeah, he would have. Oh, and that movie was so bad. Oh my god.
There's little nuggets in there of some good. Like when he does the oath at the end, like is no matter how shit that movie is, him reciting the oath. That's like 10 seconds of really good Ryan Reynolds actually acting for once, not just being Ryan Reynolds. And then he's actually you could actually feel it in that little scene, but everything around is just absolute horrible dog shit. The costume was terrible. Why would you go full CGI costume?
I don't know.
Why would you go full?
Terrible. And the Green Lantern comics are actually probably, in my opinion, out of the comic books, the best comic books that you could in DC. Superman, Batman, Green Lantern.
Batman's got some good shit.
Green Lantern will surprise you, everybody. It will.
Oh, I love
you.
Green Lantern.
Yeah.
Dude, I got the Grant Morrison. What was it called? Intergalactic Police or something like that. I can't remember the name of it. It's been a couple of months since I read it, but Grant Morrison has the best Green Lantern run, and it's only 2 trades. It's like a part 1 and a part 2.
Go on.
I will have to check this out.
Let's see what he did. It doesn't fit in with any of the other Green Lantern arcs necessarily. What is it called? Black Stars and season 2 are the
Black
2 volumes.
Stars.
Yeah, it's a pretty good. Like Grant Morrison's one of my favorite comic book writers.
Oh my god!
Speaking of comic book,
get it out
our
of there.
last week's guest.
Oh yeah.
I got the comic book.
Did he send you something? Oh, dude, that looks good.
I ordered it because I like to support my friends and family. And I have to say, guys, the print quality is off the chain. I don't want to bend it too much because it's so beautiful. I want to the print quality,
nice.
The colors. I don't know, I am and I got to find out. He actually sent me the info for his printer, and I'm like, I got to use this for Sounds Too Good for the graphic novel because the colors on this, it's just it's gorgeous. You guys need to check it out. It's the link. The Baron has put the link in the chat. It looks really, really good. I got this yesterday, so I haven't had a chance to read it yet, but it feels nice. It's like the print quality is really, really gorgeous. And I just we were talking about comic books. I wanted to throw that out. It's on my desk right here. Check out last week's show. Von Klaus was our guest, and he is a writer.
The
Von book looks great. Looks really, really good. Anyway, all right, we're coming up on the first hour. We've been here for an hour. We got one more. Hopefully not 3 because I'm tired. But so we're gonna play a video.
Yeah,
It's the same video.
Oh, before we move on, can I give you guys my alternate Doctor Who pick?
Oh yeah. Let's before we finish. Yeah,
lest we forget the top Doctor Who pick.
Did you guys ever see the show Misfits? It was a British show from E4.
No.
It's on Prime right now. If you haven't watched it, I highly recommend it. So basically, these kids on probation have to work for the city, clean up trash. They get struck by this crazy lightning from a weird storm, and they all get given superpowers. But they don't become superheroes. They're just degenerate kids with superpowers now.
Okay.
And season 3, this guy comes in. And his superpower is he splits into multiple people, and they're different facets of his personality. So one's real meek, and one's an asshole. And his name's Joe Gilgun.
Dude, can you share your screen? You have it up on your screen?
Here, let me do an image search of him so you guys can see it or see him. Yeah, I can do that.
Because
I
have never heard of this, and now I'm curious.
He's a really great actor.
Uncapped Turtle is already agreeing with you, I think. He's saying yes.
He was in
I got him right here.
Miller for some reason.
I got him right here. How about this?
Yes. This guy. He'd make like a good pikey doctor.
Interesting. Very interesting. He's got are those actually his tats?
I think so. I mean, he would probably cover him up for Doctor Who.
No, but
it would be cool. Like he regenerates with tattoos, and he's like, "What is this?"
Like, I'm a prison doctor. Wait, what?
Yeah, exactly.
I've been to prison.
he just the whole time, like there's just this running gag about him trying to figure out, like, wait, what does this even mean? Do you even know what this means? What is this?
So he's smoking a cigarette till. See, this is why I quit smoking when I married my wonderful, gorgeous wife, and I'm telling you guys, I miss it so much.
He does talk about
it. Get you hemp cigarettes then.
You still have a pipe.
Yeah. I smoke a pipe now. But man, I tell my wife, if you leave me for Jesus before me, I will pick up smoking again. But I'm really mad that Democrats have banned menthols because, damn it, that's the only cigarette I want to smoke. Okay? I want my Cool Miles, mother effers. I want my Cool Miles.
Watching Dr. Till hit that smoke, it takes me to the Grammys a couple years ago when there was what was it? Bruno Mars and his band Silk Sonic won for their album.
Dude.
He goes up on stage, and because their whole thing with that album is that whole project is that it's basically sounds like a Motown song. Like the whole vibe of the entire album is Motown.
Record.
They dress in like super dope, like polyester Motown style suits and very like Morris Day in the Time, James Brown kind of vibe. And they get on stage, and as they're accepting their Grammy, doing whatever, Bruno Mars lights a cigarette and it's just audaciously smoking on it, just as if it was the 70s. And they cut to the audience, and everyone's like, "Is he just smoking a cigarette?" And I'm
gonna kick him off stage while he's accepting a Grammy.
And I'm watching it, and I'm like, "Oh my god, nobody's gonna do anything, and this is the greatest thing ever."
You're damn right. You're damn right.
You know what that reminds me of?
Absolutely
you guys ever listen to Andrew Dice Clay talk?
Oh yeah.
He's like, you know how you get to smoke a cigarette in the mall? He's like, now that everywhere's like, no smoking. He's like, you know how you get to smoke a cigarette in the mall? You just light one up.
You
come over halfway into your cigarette until you put it up. Hey, you gotta have a cigarette in.
You smoked out the cigarette. Exactly. Like, sir, you can't do that. And you're like, oh, sorry.
I am old enough to remember when I was in high school, the non-smoking section and the smoking section in the restaurants in California, because it was a thing in the 90s, guys. It was a thing in the 90s. And man, America, you know what? America was better when everyone smoked.
It's true.
Just saying.
I mean, didn't have so much Medicare bills. Maybe you need a little something out there to, thin the herd out.
I mean, my grandfather had 4 strokes and walked with a cane and was handicapped for a large part of his life because he smoked 4 packs a day. But America was still a better place when we all smoked.
I mean, you should definitely.
You should have smoked Marlboro Reds.
Like you can like the information being out there, I think is 100% important. But if you want to smoke, like fucking smoke, like 100%. Just let people fucking.
Why can't they make me a healthy cigarette?
Why can't? Well, you know why? You know what? American Spirits is that a healthier cigarette? Is that a healthier cigarette?
That's what I'm smoking.
They last for
full body.
Remember that they last for so long. It's like a 2 or 3 minute longer smoking process than a normal cigarette.
Yeah. And it
doesn't.
The weird thing about these two, like I work in a place where I'll go like 8-9 hours without a cigarette. And before, when I smoke Camels, there'd be a point where I'm just like, I want to murder someone right now if I don't get a fucking cigarette. These, I'm just like, man, I wish I could have a cigarette, but I guess it could wait. Like you don't feel so Jonesy for them after one.
I miss my Cool Miles, guys. I miss my Cool Miles. But we're gonna take a break. We'll be right back in a minute.
We'll be right back.
And speaking of Doctor Who, if you are tired of woke Doctor Who and want something a little bit different, try my comic book.
Dude, this guy's comic book. I mean, that's a pretty good trailer for a comic book. Am I right?
Hell yeah.
I mean, am I right? Or am I? Just a little in the chat. We got Amoeba Artstorm, her bit of her artwork on the back cover of this copy. Gotta love it. I absolutely love her artwork. Ever since she drew me for my birthday, I'm like, you know, what my favorite artist is. You know, my favorite artist is. It's definitely Amoeba Artstorm. I don't know if you checked her out before. Oh, look at him!
Look at that! Ooh, the signed copy too. Get some of that shimmer on it. Ooh, look at that. Oh. When Salty sent me this, I was like, holy shit, this is the coolest thing anybody's ever sent me from the internet.
When he sends you a package and he signs the box.
Yes. I was like, this motherfucker.
Like that's what makes it super cool. Like, oh wait, you pick up a package, you're like, oh, I wonder what this is. Oh, I know exactly what this is.
Oh yeah, man, that was great.
So great.
Yeah, it's a fun comic book. If you guys like Doctor Who, you will like this comic book. Trust me, it is Ben Franklin as a teenager who gets trapped in a VR program that's run by an artificial intelligence that thinks it's God. There's some social media companies involved, a douchebag CEO that may or may be not inspired by Jeff Bezos and Mark Zuckerberg. It's a good time though. It's a good read, and issue 2 is out now, so you can get issues 1 and 2, and then issues 3 is coming out in like a few weeks, maybe 4, maybe 4.
Also, history lessons within the books themselves. I mean, it's not just a bunch of psychobabble baloney. This is actually really great about, based on a real person, obviously, and has some fantastic history notation in there. I love
so
it.
My dad, who is in the chat, is actually a historian. He has many history books. Literally, the dude's knowledge on American history is vast and wide, and he helps write the history lessons for the book and does all the consulting for. So the book is a love letter to American history, and also exploring how Marxism is the devil and social media might be sucking your soul. Check it out; it's really fun.
Social media, if it's not social, it's definitely just Facebook Marketplace. It's sucking your soul. It's or the people that I read their stuff. I'm like, oh, this person's soul has already been sucked. Like, what in the world is up with this? What am I reading right now?
All right, so we got a lot of people watching on X. If you're on X, please come on over to YouTube, join the chat. It's a lot of fun to be in the chat. We would really appreciate it. If you're here with us on YouTube, please think about like, share, and subscribe, because we can use it. We're attempting to be like Dr. TIL, Ministry of Dude, and get monetized on the YouTube so we can get those super chats and whatnot, and so I can keep making comic books and Savage can keep selling records and houseplants to people.
Yeah, doing whatever. Like I had to we moved to the Midwest and then like bought ourselves a job. Which is like, what?
So let's talk about that as the top of the hour. Moving from Los Angeles to the middle of the country. Till is from the South, lived in Hollywood, came back to the South because Hollywood sucks. And then you and I grew up in California and could not wait to get out.
It was, I was thinking Oregon, where I got some family there and whatnot, but there was just, I mean, when it comes to the cost of stuff and the pace of life, I mean, it doesn't.
Why is Oregon starting to suck?
It doesn't get slower than Iowa.
Why is Oregon starting to suck?
Oregon's getting a little D-worded.
You live here? Yes. Well, maybe you know what a zombie is. When a person dies and is buried, it seems there's certain voodoo priests who have the power to bring him back to life.
How horrible.
It's worse than horrible because a zombie has no will of his own. You see them sometimes walking around blindly with dead eyes, following orders, not knowing what they do, not caring.
You mean like Democrats?
Is that Red Skelton?
I don't know.
Bob
Is
Hope?
that Red Skelton? Is Papa Salty still in the chat? Is that Red Skelton?
Skelton?
I don't think that was Red Skelton.
I used to love watching the Red Skeleton show with my dad. He had like all the episodes.
No, I don't think that was Red Skeleton. No.
So Uncapped Turtle thinks that the official Oregon National Guard is Antifa, and he's probably not wrong.
Well, there's a bunch of people in Oregon that are just like, I don't know, they're trying to hide and pretend that they're doing something right, and they're just doing it all wrong.
Oh, Bob Hope.
Yeah, no, that's Bob Hope. Oh, I thought you meant the other guy. Obviously, the one guy is Bob Hope.
The guy in the middle.
Oh, no.
I thought
that's
it
Bob
looked
Hope.
like Red Skeleton. I might just remember. It's been forever since I watched that show.
Bob Hope, who is a treasure of Burbank, California. And it is the Bob Hope Airport. I don't care what you say for the rest of Southern California. It is the Bob Hope Airport.
It is the Bob Hope Airport.
They tried to do the Burbank, Glendale, Pasadena Airport. It's like, no, that's the Bob Hope Airport. It's Bob Hope Airport.
It's always Bob Hope. Everybody calls it Bob Hope. It's actually a fascinating airport during wartime because it was in the Hollywood area. They had professional set dressers from film sets come, and they covered the tops of they painted the runways, and they covered the tops of a bunch of the buildings with like dirt and fake trees, and so from the air it looked just like a farm. It didn't look like an airport. So it was just like this brilliant kind of, innovative thing that turned out it wasn't necessary, which is fantastic and everything, but it was
they did the same thing in the Burbank Hills between Tahunga and Burbank. There's this canyon in between that isn't populated by anything, and they put a bunch of missile silos there to shoot off to Russia. And so those all had like little town, like Disney did all this like fake home roofs over that too as well. And we all know this because again, I'm a fourth generation Angelino, grew up, born in Burbank at St. Joseph's Hospital.
Wow.
Almost got a ticket in Burbank one time for smoking outside
in public. Yeah.
Oh, in the mid 2000s. Yeah.
You're not allowed to smoke in public in Burbank.
What?
Yeah.
And he was like, "Yeah, you got to put it out." I'm like, "All right."
I had a friend of mine was in my car, and he threw a cigarette out the window, and there was a cop right behind me. A cop had just pulled up, and I didn't say anything yet, and he threw a cigarette out, and I was like, "Oh God!" And the dude lit us up and pulled us over for not only but disposing of the cigarette out the window that he like wrote my buddy a ticket, fortunately, but it's like, "You're not even supposed to smoke in public. I should write you both a ticket for." And I was like, "What are you talking about right now? What are you talking about?"
It's such a weird thing. Burbank's a weird town.
Burbank is a weird town because, like, literally in 2001, at the Olive Garden, in Burbank, they had the the Marie calendars in like 2000, 2001. You had the smoking section and the non-smoking section,
right?
And then like 2008, no smoking outside on the sidewalks. Like, it went from, like, Freedom America, Ronald Reagan's California, to 1939 freaking Germany. Eins fight.
That is weird. Like, you're just gonna take possession of all the air?
Like, 7 years. 7 years from I'm at Marie Callender's, sitting, having a piece of pie, smoking a cigarette, to I'm outside of a bar and I'm not allowed to smoke on the street.
That's, yeah.
7 years!
I think it was 2009 I was there. 2009, 2010.
No,
Yeah.
like, my wife is texting me saying, no, in the 90s. No, I remember. I was I was a teenager and I was at the Marie Callender's. And there was smoking happening at the Marie Callender's, man, as I was playing the Pac-Man.
There was smoking happening.
So
I was at the Sizzler, and there was smoking happening.
Less than a decade later, banned from the streets. Outside.
I lived in South Colorado last year. I moved to Arkansas this past year, and they had that little town had one of two, they said, last bars in Colorado you're allowed to smoke inside of.
Oh, interesting.
There's this little shit bar called Brothers Bar. And
there's a tiki bar on Sunset, and I can't remember what it's called. Gosh, I wish my friend Juan was watching. but you can still smoke inside the bar because it is operator owned. So everyone that's a bartender, everyone that works at the bar owns the bar, and it's like this really cool old like tiki bar from like the 1950s, and it's in Hollywood. And so you can hang out inside and smoke cigarettes because everyone's an owner. So if it's owned and operated, you can smoke inside the vicinity in California still. That's the loophole.
Laws. Do you hear what the Senate in California is trying to get passed right now?
Oh, I don't know. Tell me.
They're trying to pass a law that migrants can take out a loan for a home with $0 down.
Yeah, that makes sense. Because the Democrats, they hate you, and you need to start realizing it.
They're like, no. We're trying to make the economy collapse again, so that we can make money off of it and then buy low again, buy the dip, and then we'll make more money again. Yeah.
Well, what they're trying to do and what they actually are perfecting in California is a neo-type feudalism, because that is the goal of the Democrat Party, is everyone's a slave again, like it's 1850.
We're gonna work. You're gonna work until
So the Democrat Party like motto behind closed doors is make America slaves again.
Mm-hmm. Well, see, they're propped up by the entertainment industries, like all of them, music props of the Democrats, movies,
so much of the entertainment industry,
comic books
because
now.
Our people that are creative, that draw, and I can attest to this, are retarded. We are retarded and very emotional and easily manipulated. And when you're dumb and emotional, you will go for the Democrat message because it's all about just feel good, vote so you feel good about yourself.
Hey man, look, I took mushrooms last summer at college and I really opened up my eyes, bro.
I was at Burning Man, and Mother Ayahuasca told me that we need to give migrants $0 down on their new home loans so that they can buy them underneath the American citizens.
Mother Ayahuasca told me.
Anyway, we're moving on because I'm gonna get pissed off and I'm gonna get angry.
What's your operating number?
Boring conversation anyway.
Luke, we're gonna have company.
As much as this shit does make me mad, I think all of this is actually a good thing.
It's so
because the entertainment industries prop up the Democratic. Well, they prop up the Democratic Party through money, influence, power over people. Because popularity is power, right?
Yep.
Donald Trump is very popular, and he turned it into political power, right?
Yeah.
So the fact that now that these they're not even liberals. I can be liberals are fine. You guys know Vito. Vito's a bleeding heart liberal. I want to call him an F slur 5 times a day, but I also love the guy. I can't help it that we disagree on basic things, but he's not the kind of person that is going to allow. If you guys ever watched Biggest Problem,
but about Vito,
he was a homosexualist then.
One of the best things.
No, Vito's great. I like Vito a lot. Vito, he's a new school liberal, but he's a liberal. I can deal with liberals. I can debate liberals. They can sometimes convince me. I never can convince them because they're kind of retarded. I'm totally retarded, but they don't think logically. However, the leftists, they're so fascist and they don't even realize it because they're like, no, I'm a communist. And it's the same thing. It's totalitarianism. It's the same thing. There's no difference between a communist and a fascist other than the fact that one's and the other's it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Is that the sound? Is that the sound when they're they bend over, or is it the sound when they?
All I know is I want to hang out with liberals. I don't like leftists. Okay.
Because classically. Oh, go ahead.
And classic liberals. Well, I'm a classic liberal. My dad's a classic liberal. Savage is like in between a modern liberal and a classic liberal. And that I'm good because liberal means of or pertaining to liberty. And then when you look at the modern left, they're like, I'm liberal. And it's like, where's the liberty part? Because I don't see any liberty. I just see you forcing your views on everyone else. And it's not liberty.
Not cool.
Liberal of or pertaining to liberty. Chill out.
When you look at the old parties, like how they were actually like originally designed by the founding fathers.
They were so different. Yeah.
The way they're supposed to function is the way a two-parent household is supposed to function. The conservatives are very strong-fisted. We're not spending money. We're staying out of other people's business. Liberals are very nurturing. Like, come on, guys, let's do this. Let's think outside the box. You need both of those things to have a successful childhood a lot of times. Sometimes you don't get it. But that's neither here nor there. But that's what the two-party system was designed. The conservative party and the liberal party are supposed to be the mom and dads of the country. And they're
I don't know though. I don't know. I'm gonna do
a good way of putting it. It's interesting.
However, my father
there should be more people involved. I'm not saying it takes a village or anything, but there definitely should be more people involved than just these two idiots. I'm sorry.
I will say though, so my father sent me a quote the other day from G.K. Chesterton. And if you don't know who G.K. Chesterton is, read a freaking book. He's the guy that wrote Father Brown. He said the business of progressives, modern leftists, is to go on making mistakes. The business of conservatives is to prevent mistakes from being corrected. And that is the world we live in. Is the progressives make all the mistakes, and then the conservatives are like, let's not fix any of these mistakes that have been made.
Essentially, what we've wound up with now is a drug addicted father and a OnlyFans whore mother as our two parties in the country. That's why things are so fucked up. Like, you look at everything. Everything's a reflection of everything. Everything is infinite fractals, right? Like, you want to get into like the psychedelic shit. That's everything is infinite fractals, including us. Like, the way we function as like small units is the same way we function as big units. And people treat the politicians like they're our parents, asking for, welfare, asking for them to do this, that, and the other thing. When now we've got to the point where I don't know if society, I don't know if we are as a society get to the point where it's like, all right, it's time to get out of mom and dad's basement.
It is time. And you know what else it's time for? What else it's time for?
Gummy bears bouncing here and there and everywhere. High adventure that's beyond compare. They are the gummy bears.
All right, let's talk about video games because there's a lot happening in video games.
Is there a lot happening in video games?
There's a lot. Pull up that article. What's that article?
Which one are we gonna? We're gonna start with the.
Well, we got the Kotaku one. Kotaku. You're gonna get honest takes from Kotaku or Variety. Let's do the Variety one.
Oh yeah,
that's gonna be super dripping. That's gonna be super dripping. We got Jim Satala in the chat.
Yeah,
what up, guys? Jim tells you. Howdy, boys. Sounds Do Good 2 review coming next week. Ooh, yeah. I can't wait. And if you don't know who Jim Tells You is, you should subscribe to his channel on the YouTube. He does comic book reviews, hangs out with our boy BTM reviews, and it's a good time, man. It's a good time.
It's a good time. All right, so the video game stuff that we're talking about is the Chinese game Black Myth Wukong.
All right, so... Should we? You know what, dude? Honestly,
background or
really quick? No. You know what we're gonna do? Let's keep that handy. Let's just watch this trailer as a family right now.
As a family
family doing our thing.
Together. Can we get popcorn?
Oh wait, no. This is I'm sharing the wrong thing. I'm sharing.
You're showing.
I'm sharing the show.
That's us. So meta. We're getting so meta right now.
Oh, I'm so meta. Wait, where the frickin' sugar? I suck at the internet.
You do.
There we go. All right, let's watch the trailer. So this is a video game, and it looks dope, dude.
Check it.
It looks dope.
It's awesome. Well, there it is.
Like, how good does that look?
And
all right,
Wow,
that's
I turned my back. I turned my back for 5 minutes, and Planet of the Apes gets real fucking wild.
Oh, James Franco ain't in this version. Oh,
yeah, no, I mean, so this game looks really good. It's so Game Science is a company from China. It's really kind of
China.
It should be a wake-up call that China's making games this beautiful, and Japan and America are falling far behind.
I don't know. Japan is so good. I don't know what's going. Like this game looks amazing. This game looks like I would have been like, oh, is this looks like it's from Japan, and somebody from China would have slapped me across the face.
Yeah.
Well, they don't tell you about a society that has mostly men. It just becomes more fun.
Good God, does it? Does it?
I don't
just
know
so
if
much-
that's necessarily true.
Does it?
I think what it is that it's when it's you know what? Okay, we'll get in. You know what? Let's put a comma on that comment, and we'll come back to that because there are some things to it. So let's pull up that Variety article and let's get into it, guys.
All right,
let's get into it.
So this game, the Chinese game Black Myth Wukong, is an instant global hit, attracting great reviews, praise at home, and controversy abroad.
So at home meaning China, and abroad meaning Europe and America.
The artwork, just even the artwork at Relation is super cool. All right, so when was the last time a Chinese developed video game created a global stir as boisterous as the launch of Black Myth Wukong?
That would be hold on, that would be never.
The noise is mostly plaudits for the quality of the game's action design and playability, which has been amplified by Chinese state media, but that has been dampened somewhat by clumsy censorship and attempts to sweep aside allegations of sexism at the company that developed Wukong.
So real quick, Nathan says it's Souls-like, but not nearly as punishing, and he would know because he actually has downloaded it from Steam. And it should be noted that this is the most downloaded game right now on Steam as a preview. So the game is not officially out yet, but I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Nathan, and the rest of the chat, it's like in a beta version where, oftentimes a game will do an early release to get people to play the game, to test the game, give feedback. And so that happens a lot on Steam. And this is the most downloaded beta version of a game ever on Steam.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know. It feels pretty alpha to me.
All right. So it continues. In its review, the UK newspaper The Guardian described the game as having fluid feeling combat, boasting stunning visual cinematic beauty, and a refreshing sense of speed. It also summed up Wukong as the summer's most exciting and most controversial video game. So
so wait, okay, correction. It is out. I gotta get this game. It's out already on Steam. Oh my gosh. It's already out fully. Get it. Let's do it.
So the
I don't want to support China though.
It puts you in the role of the Monkey King, or Sun Wukong, a key character from Journey to the West, a 16th century Chinese novel that has been retold in literally hundreds of films, TV shows, and cartoons. It sets the Monkey King on a 15-hour journey to defeat an array of monsters that threaten the world. After a heady blah blah. Okay, so the kind of international success was not missed by China's gamers or social media followers. More than 1.7 billion references to Wukong had accumulated on the Weibo microblogging platform.
I thought Weibo was the robot from Flubber.
I don't know. Chinese state media was just as quick to celebrate the game's successful debut as a triumph for Chinese culture and technological progress. Wukong amplifies the growing maturity of China's gaming sector and integrated resource capabilities of Chinese producers, said the state-backed tabloid Global Times. State-backed, I mean, of course. But where is the controversy part? Wukong was hatched by Game Science, a startup that had not previously produced a PC and console game, with its marketing handled by 20% owner Hero Games. There was controversy. The criticism, there we go, but the criticism is not of the game's source material, design, or entertainment value. It's not of the criticism isn't of the game at all. Detractors have aimed their fire at game science and at the kind of censorship of discussion that is commonplace in China, but sits less comfortably in the West. US-based games and entertainment publication IGN last year published a report exposing instances of sexist behavior by multiple game science developers, misogynistic social media posts by founder and CEO, the game's artistic director, as well as inclusion of sexual innuendo in the firm's 2015 recruitment advertising materials. So basically a news report came out in IGN about not the game itself, but the developers of the game.
Yeah. And so that's the funny part, is that the IGN article that came out actually severely mistranslated. So the questions were given in Chinese or Mandarin, and then the answers given were in Mandarin. And then IGN purposely, and I say purposely because either supposedly purposely. So either you're that dumb that you can't effectively like you're interviewing someone that speaks Mandarin and then you don't bother to actually find anybody that can translate correctly. So it's either negligence or malice. And I always, when it comes to IGN and the woke left, at this point I assign malice, because you guys are assholes. So they actually translated incorrectly what the developers at Game Science were saying to make it seem as misogynistic and as sexist as possible.
Yeah, and supposedly
I would say, for my take, I would actually back the bad translation as awesome, because everything that's happening in the West in gaming right now is bullcrap, and they're making games terrible because they're so focused on diversity rather than merit. There isn't a game out that actually I want to play.
So let's get away from this article and let's look at the content.
Oh, let's go even worse to Kotaku.
So we'll go to Kotaku. Yeah.
I'm surprised that website still exists.
I know. How is it not gone out of business yet?
Dude, the little group of websites that used to exist that like did this independent stuff, and then someone came in and was like, oh, these are getting successful, we're just gonna go ahead and buy these and turn these into our ad generating, our ad revenue shills for all of just like terrible content and advice for everything. So as we were saying, Kotaku, right. So some Black Myth Wukong content creators prohibited from mentioning feminist propaganda. So a bizarre list of restrictions accompanied some review codes for the action game. Like, what?
It's China. What do you expect?
Yes.
It's China.
Okay, so I'm like, wait a minute, what? Okay, no, wait, this all totally makes sense. Codes for review and content creation around Black Myth Wukong, the highly anticipated action game from Chinese studio Game Science, went out earlier this month ahead of its August 20th launch. So yeah, it came out yesterday? That's why everybody's got it.
Yeah.
It now appears that at least some streamers and YouTubers who received the game early were also told explicitly not to mention several topics ranging from COVID and to feminist propaganda. Dude, COVID? Like, are we still talking? What?
Can you not mention that thing we started, please?
My god!
What year is this? That's the sound you make when you have COVID. Kotaku.
Kotaku. When you have the spicy cold.
Oh, the spicy cold. Do not insult other influencers or players. Do not use any offensive language or humor. Do not include politics, violence, nudity, feminist propaganda, fetishization. Dude, I'm sorry, Chinese government. Fetishization. Jeez, I can't even.
Is the whole sexual culture is based on.
That's like what? That's your pajama jammy jam. Like, what are you talking about? Okay, but anyway, so
where do you think dominatrixes came from? Asia.
Con, no more to stand with China. We need independence.
Yep. And what's your message to? Have you seen Donald Trump? Do you think he should step in?
Donald Trump don't trust China. China is asshole.
Dude, that guy walked by the camera looked the most like a toad I've seen someone look like in a while.
Oh, that I don't know where that guy is, but God bless you, sir. God bless you, sir. So yeah, so basically, what I'm understanding, what I'm reading from this, all the hoopla is that left-wing journos in the gaming sphere are angry that China kind of got the game science kind of is based.
I think it was one particular one brand of journalism where, you know, one company owned it, so like it's one main guy and then all of its little subsidiaries, they're like, no, this is the storyline we're going with. And it just, when, you know, okay, you can.
But does Game Science? So do the developers at Game Science with their quote unquote sexist commentary have a point? Because so far, like, we got one person in the chat who's playing, Nathan, who's playing the game and is absolutely in love with this game. It's gorgeous. We just saw the trailer. It looks beautiful. I don't like Dark Souls type games because I work all day. Life is hard. I got property I got to work on. You know, I'm cutting down trees and trying to tame the land. I work my ass off. The last thing I want to do is work in my video game. So I tend to not like Dark Souls types games. But everyone seems to really like this game. It seems like a good game. But all this woke crap that is getting injected into Western games in the Americas and in the West, and, you know, the UK, Canada, and America, you know, like, they're not making good games.
Does it does when this game is amazing, do you care about the fact that there was a couple emails or like some maybe slightly mistranslated sexist or, you know, kind of like fetishized
like
something or other in the company itself when you're playing the game, but you love the game? If the game is awesome,
yeah.
And I mean, they're not like, I mean, it's not like they're not like taking like Weigers and like enslaving them to make the game or anything, right? So
not thinking, internment camps and their credits or nothing.
Right. So I mean, I'm thinking a couple emails. Well, the CEO texted, like, he said something about like go back to any CEO or anybody in Hollywood for the last like 15 years. Like, feel free to go find any of their information. Feel free to talk to Harvey Weinstein or anyone involved, like Leslie Squarehead. You know, like, come on.
But no. So here's Ubisoft, Division, and everyone knows Division 2 is absolutely unplayable game.
Isn't that Andrew Tate on the left?
And look what they feature in the front. Weird colored haired girl. It's like, and then it's like like Game Science is like, yeah, we don't hire people based off of gender. We hire people based off of merit. and their game doesn't suck. But Ubisoft has not made a decent game in a long time. Let's take a look at Ubisoft Montreal, which did the Assassin's Creed game that's gotten a lot of controversy, that's pissed off the entire country of Japan right now.
Oh, the Black Samurai one? That's great.
Oh.
Like the entire country of Japan is mad at Ubisoft right now. And why is that? Might be. Maybe. I don't know.
Might be.
Because racism is a horseshoe.
People that should be at home making babies and sandwiches
assholes
are making video games.
Oh, okay. So
Ubisoft Montreal.
That's like all women.
This is just The Office, right?
Happy, proud it's women devs. Happy Women's Day to all. That should so Women's
that's
Day.
A photo of everybody, every female who.
Yeah,
works
no, I don't. No, I'm sorry,
right?
Savage.
That's not all the people in.
I will go on record to say, at a video game company that's churning out one video game a year, if that, probably like one video game every 5 years, that picture should feature 3 women.
Yeah, and they're all secretaries.
And they get coffee for the devs. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry.
Not. You sure they're not just celebrating Women's Day, and that's just the that's everybody in the office.
Okay. I'm sorry. 5 women. 5 women. It should feature 5 women. And all those 5 women should not have weird colored hair and septum piercings. They should be I don't even know.
Dude, I've had sweet dermal anchor at Burning Man last year.
But Alyssa McContie could rage all she wants at me saying that. But the fact remains, are they making a good game that everyone loves? Or is a company in China making a good game that everyone loves?
Well, I mean, it looks like a great game. I would have seen the trailer and I wouldn't have cared that the game was made in China or Kuala Lumpur or, the deep Mongolian dry desert. It's fantastic. It looks super cool. It kind of reminds me of some of those PS1 last week when we were talking some PS1 samurai games. Kind of reminded me of the early versions of that, hopping roof to roof.
Yeah.
Battling with the bigger, but it looks like they really went with the kind of Titan kind of aesthetic in this, where all of a sudden you're battling this one guy, but then the next guy is just goo.
Yeah, it looks like a combination of Dark Souls and God of War. Correct me if I'm wrong, Nathan, and anyone else that's playing the game. It looks like a really good game. I think I need to download it and play it because, man, it looks fun. I don't know, Till, dude. Does that game trailer make you want to play games again?
Yeah, I mean, it looks like a fun hack and slash.
Hack and slash.
Yeah, dude. I used to love the Devil May Cry games and stuff like that, where you just go and you're just I'm just gonna hit these buttons until that person dies.
I'm just gonna button mash. That's how I did when in Tekken. I would get martial law and just be all.
I would do that against my older brother in Mortal Kombat when he was 4 years older than me, and he would get so mad because I'd just be kicking his ass, and I didn't know what combos I was entering. I'm just pressing stuff randomly, and he's just getting so pissed off. He's getting more and more pissed off.
Or do you remember Killer Instinct? Would be killer combo, amazing combo, dude. That game was all about just upping the combo, and they just had more and more absurd adjectives to add to your combo.
Yeah, if you could pick one video game to get a top tier adaptation to film or TV, which one would you pick?
Dude, were we just what were we just talking about last week with the video?
Well,
games?
our top 5 was video games that should become movies.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Because
if you specifically had to be in charge of making a video game into a movie,
okay,
and you had to pick one,
yeah, that's
which one
easy.
would you pick?
Number 1, dude. Well, we literally did this top 5 last week, and we had a really good list. For me, top of the list, I'm sorry, it's cheesy, but Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic is the obvious choice because it's Star Wars, and that game is so good. It's
almost
so
like they have
good.
so much rich material to draw from, and they just don't.
It's and we had the list. We had the list last week, and it was pretty good. I can't even remember. Everyone go watch the show. However, That's a good segue, Till, to this trailer for a movie that is coming out in 5 days that no one's heard about yet.
What?
You got the trailer, right, Savage?
What is it? What am I talking about?
Dude, you texted me earlier today. This movie's coming out in 5 days. Let's watch the trailer.
Oh, my dear Lord. I am sorry. I am so sorry. I apologize. And it's not even, is it a movie? It's not a movie. It's a new, it's a new,
it's the expansion. I thought it was a movie. You told me it was a movie.
No.
Oh, yeah, the expansion that's coming out. Let's watch the trailer, though. Let's watch the trailer.
It's an expansion.
So, speaking of video games that became a movie that was so terrible, it was such a bad movie. Oh, my gosh. Which actually, Till, this is a perfect thing. So, this is a game that could become a good movie if it had a good writer and good director and good studio.
I feel that way about the Uncharted. That would be my pick, is the Uncharted. Because
Yeah.
it's like, it's simple enough story-wise where I feel like, you could make your bones with the movie. You could, make a little name for yourself. But it's such a fun, like Indiana Jones with like zombies and shit.
I mean, they did do the Uncharted, right? But you would want to like
terrible.
do,
It was
terrible.
Exactly. Yeah, mine was, and it's from last
Wait.
week. But mine was a super random pick, and it goes way back to the NES. It's Base Wars, because I want to do where it's like human managers and robot. It's like Real Steel meets like Major League, and they have robots that go around and you actually fight to say whether or not you're safe or out. The robots fight on base and whatnot, but nonetheless, I think that would be super fucking fun.
So here real quick before we'll watch this game trailer from a video game that should be a movie, was a terrible movie, could be a great movie, is an article that we had talked about several weeks ago on the Salty and Savage show. Till, I don't know if you saw it, you probably didn't. However, we just got this tweet, Uncapped Turtle sent this.
That's right.
In China, tech companies are hiring programming cheerleaders, girls that cheer up the programmers as they work. Let's look at the pictures. Back massages.
Love it.
More touching and cuteness going on,
and they have the dyed hair and the cute hair.
Look at the coffee cup, bringing him coffee as he goes.
Is that what that is?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's weird that Asian women have become like an actual service over there. Like you just like
it's just like, oh hey, do you need? It is. It's totally. It's like, oh, do you need females for something?
Yeah.
Just call this number.
They literally have restaurants in like Japan that you go to just have dinner with a nice young lady.
China has unlocked the secret, the long hidden secret that everyone has known for decades until feminism came along, of how to get men to work harder, do more, and achieve more. And that is have a hot chick do really sweet and nice things, be affectionate to a man. It used to be called marriage, but then that got ruined. But so I work really, really hard. One of the ways that I work really hard is like at the end of the day, my wife goes, "Do you need a leg massage?" And I'm like, "Please, thank you."
God damn, I need a leg massage.
Yeah. And I get one anytime I need one, unless, she's having a rough time too. And it's vice versa, guys. Don't worry, ladies. But this is what used to be called marriage. This is how women used to act. They would be like, I have a husband, I'm going to dote on him and love him. So China just decided to bring the Western marriage into the office to get these guys to work harder. And it's working. They're kicking our ass right now.
Work wives, just keep you going, man.
I mean, this chick is literally wearing a wedding dress. She is wearing a white wedding dress, massaging this guy's back.
This is not weird at all. This is not weird at all.
Is White Wedding play in the background? Because if it's not, it should be.
It's a nice day for a white wedding.
Hey, look, I'm a big fan. I'm the only married guy right here on the show. I'm telling you guys, you find the right woman that will be that woman for you. And people go, oh, you make her yourself. No, you work your ass off to make the money to take care of things and don't act like a grumpy asshole. You can get that. You can get that.
You can get it. You can get it.
I'm telling you, Till, I have the secrets to life.
He's got, He's got a few things. One of them is a really great comic book. The other may not be the secret to life, but
it is the secret to life.
My girl tells me I've been a bachelor too long. She's like, "You're already set in your ways." I'm like, "Oh, what are you gonna do?
Change those ways.
You're not
Change
wrong.
them. Hey, look, if she's willing to make sandwiches and give you neck massages and leg massages.
I had a peanut butter and jelly sandwich today, and it was the greatest thing in the world because my lady brought it to me, and I was like, oh my God, I needed a sandwich so bad. And she's not even like that. She does not like I'll make your sandwich kind of thing. But to tell you, like, from personal experience, she brought me that sandwich and I ate it today, and it was one of the greatest things I've eaten in a long time.
Because when you make a sandwich, it's okay, but when they make a sandwich and then they bring it to you, it's the best thing ever, man. It's like, could you now get naked because I want to do the things that we should do?
So what? Didn't I have a trailer? Didn't I have a trailer or something?
Yes, let's watch the trailer.
Hold on, we got.
I'm just saying, as China is kicking our asses in the tech department, and they've hired women to be wives.
China is asshole. So this is a trailer for something that is very close to our boy Salty's heart. Let's go ahead and get
Amoeba
this.
Artstorm, a great wife to a great husband who they love each other very well. She's like, that's why I make sandwiches, Salty. Yeah, that's right, Amoeba.
Let's check this out.
Because you love your husband.
On full screeny. Ginger.
Ooh. Ginger.
Whoa.
Hey, where's your arm?
We got or disabled body heroes now. Like,
I think you forgot something, bud.
Oh, dude, Blizzard is so woke now. See, what would be cooler is if, like, she had, like, because, like, it's World of Warcraft, so there's, like, magic and all kinds of stuff going. So, like, why not have a cool robotic steampunk magic arm instead of just a nub? Like,
what if it has, like,
they could have attached a freaking Morning Star, like a chain with a ball spiked, ball. Like Morningstar, she could be like, "What up?" with her nub, like,
you could attach a Morning Star with your nub.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what the heck, guys?
Personally, I'd go for a fork.
She seems very upset.
Yeah, I think she needs therapy.
Yeah. This is why the game sucks now. What am I watching? Women.
It's Avatar.
Women. More women.
I mean, I do like the cut of this armor is kind of badass.
Oh, the armor's totally cool.
I mean, I am kind of digging that.
But, like, these women should be at home making sandwiches for the men that are putting the armor on, is what I'm saying.
Is he just forging just like a giant thing? That is incredible. Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's
cool.
Is he really tiny or is that really big?
That's really big, and he's a dwarf.
He's
both.
Yeah.
He looks like the size of the Indian in the cupboard.
Yes, yeah.
Terrible movie, wonderful book.
Cool VHS case.
Cool VHS.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
The case, like, you turn the sleeve inside out. It was like the outside of the cupboard, and it had like a little key and a little Indian action figure you put.
Yeah.
All the reason why I don't even remember the movie. I just remember the case.
Real quick, if you're watching on X, please come over to YouTube. because we need you there. We need you in the chat. We need you to subscribe. We need you to like and share. And if you're watching on YouTube, please consider subscribing, liking, and sharing it out to your friends. We would appreciate it. Thank you. Anyway.
We would appreciate it, and we're going to continue watching this shit. Is this their night sister?
I don't even know what's
Avatar
anymore.
Avatar night.
It's like
thing?
Is this a night elf? Is this a new race in Azeroth?
You know way more than we do.
I don't even know. Those ears are so big. That's not even that's not a night elf. That can't
It's
be
like Mogwai ears.
I know.
The ears are so big.
It's Mogwai ears.
That's an Obama elf. Those ears are huge. You see those?
Oh, if it's an Obama elf, it's definitely got a penis.
Oh my god.
Another woman with
Wait,
a
she has a
lance.
shield arm?
Oh,
she's got a shield and a lance.
I like that there's
a shield on fire. That's kind of cool.
Fire on
Why would you
shield.
put a torch on a shield? That seems very impractical.
So ridiculous.
It's
amazing.
It's magic. It's magic, damn it.
So ridiculous.
Look, I'm more troubled by the fact that it's not a dude, it's a woman, because I'm not intimidated. I'm like, really?
It's woke. It's woke. It's so woke.
Well, it kind of is if you think about it. I mean,
oh, and here we're going.
I could get that all the biggest nerd tubers have made their bones for 3 or 4 years now, just shouting "woke, woke, woke!"
Oh yeah, the griftosphere.
Yeah,
the griftosphere.
Wow.
Like to affectionately call it. Yeah.
Okay, we're holding. We're going into the woke anus.
Well, that's a hairy spider hole.
Woke anus.
The woke anus.
And now a spider queen. That's probably a woman.
Well, of course, spider. I don't like her.
This is a really boring trailer, though.
I mean,
it's got a lot of cool design.
It's got great character design. The armor's cool.
If this is suspended from the ceiling because it's like a giant web, that's kind of awesome.
Spider bats.
Spider bats. Another woman.
Their chick.
Which, I mean, I get, like, so when it comes to World of Warcraft, having a lot of women in the game makes sense when it comes to the Night Elves, because they are more of a matriarchal society.
I have no problem with like female characters in the games. Sure.
No.
Absolutely.
But like the fact that it's like just women, it's like, no, I'm sorry. Like, especially a woman wearing armor, you're getting your ass kicked by a dude. There's no way with all the training and all the this, like a guy, like, no, I'm sorry. Women are meant for baby making and sandwiches. Men are meant for fighting wars. I'm sorry. Okay.
One Warhammer would fuck that bitch all the way up.
Oh dear.
Exactly.
She'd be missing the other arm after that.
Aylmer said it right to Eowyn, and she, didn't listen and went and fought, but all the other women went back and made sandwiches, which is war is the province of men. Okay.
They needed her there because a semantic mistake by the king of the Nazgul got his ass killed. So no man can kill me. Bitch, I got a vagina.
Oh dear.
I stab you in the face with it.
My wife texts me and she says, guys are just stronger. It took me years to admit it because she was a jock in high school. We went to high school together and she was a big time jock. And it took her a long time to realize that guys are just stronger.
Captain of the wrestling team.
Do you think the king of the Nazgul, right before he got that sword shoved in his face, went, wait a minute, women are supposed to be on the battlefield?
He was like,
that's why he just said, no man can
You know what he said? He went, it's whoa!
Oh, this is so whoa.
Well, this is some bullshit.
So yeah, he's like semantics.
But let's be honest.
You know what I meant. Oh!
It took two to take down. It took two to take down the King of Angmar. Okay, it took Éowyn and the Hobbit.
Mary.
Was
it Mary?
Thank
Pippin?
you. No, it was
Mary.
It was Mary.
Yeah, I think
it was Mary. So Mary had to stab him in the ankle because that was actually, I think, a little bit of a wink and a nod to Greek mythology with Achilles.
Yeah,
you know,
of course.
taking out the heel. But yeah, so it took a small childlike person, a hobbit, and a woman to take down the King of Angmar.
If you watch Mary with Éowyn in that movie, you notice the way they fight together is he pretty much acts like a dog, where he like goes up and nips at the guy's heel, and then while the guy's distracted, Éowyn just chops his fucking head off. Like,
as you would. Like that's a good tag team. That's like, you know, you got a midget and a woman, you know, so you gotta be like wily and dirty and crap, you know. You gotta like
back on the menu, boys.
Such great movies.
I could talk all night about those movies and how I love them, and then how the book is so much better. Oh,
well,
I can't believe it's been 20 years already. It's been 23 years since the first one came out.
99.
Crazy.
99. 25 years.
Dude, yeah. I just watching all the extended editions was just like part of like I felt like it was part of my upbringing and duty to the literary community. I'm like, no, this must be watched. The whole thing.
I remember multiple times my mom walked in my room and I'm just watching the like 15-hour long appendices, like disc 4 or some shit. My mom's like, what are you watching? I'm like, Bigatures.
Why are you watching that? I don't know. Kind of cool.
That's always been my favorite part of like when I would buy a DVD, like when I was a teenager, I would look in the back and be like, you better have a behind the scenes documentary.
Oh, there better be some good
5 minutes long.
There better be some good stuff.
And that crap, the when you get the director's cut, the extended, and it had the leather bound, like you know, you had the green, the red, and the blue, and then those documentaries were 2.5 hours long for each DVD.
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude,
the making of
like the DVD. So the DVD was 4 discs, 2 discs for the movie, 2 discs for the behind the scenes documentary for each film, and it was fantastic. And I loved. Everything was better in the 90s and early 2000s.
It was when they they were like video commentary. So basically, we need a whole nother like DVD that's just playing the movie, but then there's audio commentary playing over the top of it. It's the different audio commentaries over the years, like the advancement of audio commentary was pretty interesting. The movie Anchorman did something super meta where they did multiple audio commentaries. One of them featured a couple of the actors plus Will Ferrell playing a character as if he was one of the executive producers on the film, but you could listening to it, you're like, this is definitely Will Ferrell, and it just goes on, and it's clearly just an improv shtick that he does where he's just going on, and then it turns out that he's just a homeless guy that actually broke into here, and he read the sheet that was in the room, and then he just went with it, and you're like, wait a minute, what is going on this audio commentary? And then there's another one that's got Lou Rawls, where it's just Will Ferrell and Lou Rawls in a room talking about the movie, and Lou Rawls is like, I don't really know why I'm here. What's going on right now?
I used to love listening to all that shit.
What are you guys doing? Yeah, back when we had time to listen to all that ridiculous shit.
All right, now for something completely different, and the last thing that we'll talk about tonight before we close out the show. And please follow Dr. TIL, subscribe to his channel on YouTube, check out his locals. We'll put the locals, he's got a locals as well. You guys should check it out. Was the Hammer Club? It's called the Hammer Club?
Yeah. I'm making fun of old Steven Crowder, the Mug Club. There's a meme on my show about hammers. I had this little, like a couple years ago, I had this little tiny hammer that I just stole from my mom. It's got 2 screwdrivers that comes out of the handle. I've lived in apartments for years. I don't need a real hammer, you know? And so I showed that to my buddy Eric, who hasn't been on the show for a little bit. He's off doing real world stuff. But he's a construction worker and like owns a pretty successful construction company in Florida. And he spent like 15 minutes making fun of my hammer.
Yeah, that sounds right.
So next day I went to Harbor Freight and bought like 6 types of hammer. I even have like a gavel now. That's a different kind of hammer.
Yeah. If you want to talk axes, that's my department. I have a number of axes here around me, as you can see,
and they work really well. He sent
guitar
me
axes. Yeah, I had to make as being one half of the greatest new internet live show sensation that you've never heard of. I had to make sure that I sent him an axe so that he understood why my passion was so intense.
If you love guitars, I have an 83 Les Paul Custom in this closet over here next to me. My dad gave that to me years ago.
Just past that beautiful window with the image?
Yeah, over there.
Croissant outside.
Do you want to? Should I go full curtain roll?
Don't do it! Don't break it! Don't break the illusion! Don't break the illusion!
No.
What happened?
People are going to be super upset when they find out all of this is a green.
Don't break the illusion.
They're going to be upset when they find out I'm not actually in ancient Florence.
All right, so we're moving on to this asshole.
Oh, dude, this
from
guy.
And so Till,
dude,
you gotta check this out, man. So this guy is like, I'm European. He's German. Okay, he's a kraut. And he says, I recently visited the USA, Las Vegas, for the first time since 2018, hitting up Las Vegas and New York City, the two worst cities to judge America on. Okay, this freaking kraut.
This guy.
He says, what I witnessed left me stunned. 15 American oddities, New York and Las Vegas oddities. I still can't wrap my head around.
Dude, I can go to Las Vegas as somebody who's lived in some very interesting places and whatnot and give you 75 oddities just in the first 20 minutes that I'm there.
Yeah.
And
it's like nothing else that you've ever seen in America at all. Like,
come on.
And I, as someone who has spent a lot of time in New York and Las Vegas, traveling back and forth all the time, I can tell you, New York, Las Vegas, not a good way to judge America.
But let's check out what did this guy check out?
In New York and Las Vegas, he says in the US, in New York and Las Vegas, money is an open topic, unlike the taboo it is in Europe. You mean Germany, because you're from Germany. I noticed that people are excited to talk about their work and financial success without any negative vibes in New York or Las Vegas.
Yeah.
As someone who likes these topics, it felt freeing to chat about it, whether with other like-minded people. I gotta put my glasses on.
If you stopped in the Midwest, like you would have talked about the weather for 45 minutes.
You would have talked about like a lot of crap.
And then someone's grandmother, and then you would have talked about like how the growing season was last year.
Fast food was disappointing.
Oh.
As he pictures In-N-Out. I hate this kraut.
Oh my God.
I was so excited to try American fast food watching tons of YouTube reviews because In-N-Out is delicious, you asshole.
Yeah.
But man, In-N-Out was such a letdown. The fries tasted like cardboard, and the whole experience just meh.
He's not
give
totally
it 2 out of 10.
He's not totally wrong
F you.
on the fries, but
incorrect.
Get out with the burger. The burgers.
The burger is the best thing.
Incredible. And
okay, number one.
And you
the burger is like $6.
Should have had grilled onions. Should have had grilled onions.
No. What you should do is you should have. Cause here's the best thing about In-N-Out. You can get it many different ways. Till, have you had In-N-Out?
Are you familiar?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're from you. I mean, you're not from Hollywood, but you lived in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Or lived in LA for a little bit. Where did you live in LA?
I lived in Ventura and then up in Santa Clarita.
Oh yeah, Ventura's nice.
I was right on Reseda Avenue, right where Reseda and Ventura Boulevard met.
Oh no, that's the Valley. You lived in the Valley.
Yeah,
that's the Valley, dude. Not Ventura.
Ventura Boulevard. Sorry, I forget. There's actually a town called Ventura.
Yeah, there's a town called
Hollywood's
Ventura.
Weird like that. Where there's also a Reseda. Like I wasn't technically in Reseda, but I was on Reseda Boulevard.
You were near the Karate Kid. You were near the Karate Kid.
That's Woodland Hills. That's right around the corner from where I just moved from. That's so funny.
Yeah.
I used to go to this weed shop on Ventura Boulevard called Kind Meds. I don't think it's still there anymore. But they had a hash bar in there, and I would go in there and I'd get ripped,
Ooh,
like just
hella.
high as fucking eagle pussy. And they would always have UFC on, and I would just be there like so
What?
stoned, going, "Man, why can't these guys just like talk it out or something?"
Oh man. I mean, if I was there, I feel like I could just like I could find a way to connect these guys.
Yeah, so you were in
Exactly.
Woodland
It's like, I feel like
Hills.
I could solve this for
my
them.
my spot was
You're
right
both
down the
awesome.
street from there. My spot was right down the street from there. It was a place called Cookies. Fantastic spot. if
Where,
you're-
where's the nearest In-N-Out in Woodland Hills? What's the nearest In-N-Out? Is that on Van Nuys Boulevard or is that?
It's on. No, it's right. The one in me. It was right on Ventura Boulevard. It's just east of Winnetka.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
I think I've been to that one. Yeah.
That's the one.
Yeah.
And you have to.
All
right.
too.
It's got two lanes, but
Yeah.
you have to basically it comes out onto the street, and you have to basically line up along Ventura Boulevard to.
Yeah, there's several In-N-Outs on Ventura. There's the one on Van Nuys, there's the
Yeah.
one in Studio City by Universal. So when you get In-N-Out, everybody that's not from California that doesn't understand In-N-Out, what you do is you get the regular double, everything on it, with cheese and raw onion, and then you get the double animal style.
Animal style.
And then you just double fist it and then try each one and
See which one you
enjoy the flavors. But this asshole, and again, you get the fries medium. You
This
always order the fries
asshole.
medium. And you might need to salt the fries. It's true. They don't
you will need to
oversalt. They don't want to
you will need to
oversalt it.
salt the fries. You'll need to salt the
But
fries.
they give you salt to salt your own fries,
It's
and it's
there.
really
It's
nice. You
there.
get them medium.
It's there.
And so he says so F you, go back to Germany with your sauerkraut, you freaking asshole. No one cares.
The burger, I mean, it's not like the greatest burger in the world, but it's way better than this guy is letting on. For him to come and be like, "Are you like,
I'm sorry.
I'm so over. This is so overrated." It's like, no. That burger is
The only burger that is better than In-N-Out cheeseburger is at my home when you come over and I cook you from my locally raised grass-fed, corn-fattened Black Angus cow.
Grass
and I
corn
cook
fat?
it on a Weber. That's the only burger that is better than the In-N-Out cheeseburger. Okay?
Do you guys like smash burgers? Like not the restaurant smash burger,
Delicious.
but like
I do love
flat iron burgers.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
My
That's good.
grandmother
Absolutely.
perfected flat iron burgers, and she did it with one simple secret. Okay, you cook it on the flat iron like normal, and then you take it, you put it on the bun, you put some cheese on there, put the top bun on there, wrap it in tin foil, and then she puts it in this giant metal pot, and then just
like
closes them up,
it?
stacks it, yeah, and she sits it in the oven, not with the oven on or anything, just puts it in the oven for like 10-15 minutes, pull it out. The bread is so soft, the cheese is melted into the meat, and
I've heard that before.
Dude.
There was somebody else who said like you wrap it in wax paper or something like that, and then you put it in a covered thing or something, and you just let it sit. You just let it sit.
I'm gonna have to try that.
Think about what it's done, and you're like, oh,
yeah.
I'm gonna have to try that.
Oh, I'm gonna fucking eat the shit out
Man,
of
I'm
you,
so
buddy.
so hungry.
Amoeba Artstorm says, In-N-Out is the best burger I've ever had. She's from Florida and also made this incredible artwork that you can get if you just go to the link that's going to be in the chat. Now I want a cheeseburger, Till. Damn, I want a cheeseburger.
When I lived in Colorado, I lived in this really small town on the Royal Gorge called Canyon City. Like it was a nothing town, right? Their one mom and pop burger shop in the whole town was a cigar shop. Like the name of it was the Owl Cigar Shop, but they didn't sell cigars. They just sold flat iron burgers. And they were the best like restaurant bought burger I've ever had. And it was like it literally still has all the fixtures and everything from the 50s in it. Like all the wood carvings and stuff. It has like
You know what that
photos
means,
from-
though? You know what that means? That grill is from the 50s. That grill has all the flavors still sitting in it.
Yeah, man.
And oh man, that is my dream. My dream is to find one of these restaurants that has like a grill that got shut down by the Democrats' policies, you know, because like Democrats are shutting family-owned restaurants across the country. The Democrats are just shutting them down left and right with their policies. So my dream is to then get one of those and put it in my kitchen rebuild for our home here in the South. and I'm gonna cook breakfast and burgers on that thing. Breakfast.
Oh,
and
you like
burgers.
a home-sized hibachi in your island would be the fucking best.
Like
no, I want a freaking restaurant
a black
grill
stone.
like this big,
Mm.
and just make Philly cheesesteaks and burgers and eggs on that crap.
Dude,
Hell
making like bacon and eggs and sausage or something like that in the morning, and then cooking the burgers and hitting the chopped up potatoes or all sorts of stuff like that on that later. It's just the greatest thing in the world, and you get that season on it. Oh man!
You ever make
All
your
right.
Phillies into a chopped cheese?
Oh,
Dude.
well, that's how you do it, bro.
All about
you
chop.
get the freaking provolone.
I'm from the South.
and-
Everybody thinks you put the cheese on afterwards. I'm
No!
like, you gotta chop that shit up in there, bro.
All about chopping.
You put the
Oh,
meat
dude.
down, you put the cheese on top, you let it sizzle. Well, you let the meat cook, and then you put the provolone on top, and then you start chopping that crap on the grill.
Dude. Oh,
Yeah, man, it's the best.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So, how are you is thrown around too casually. As a kraut, he says as a German, I say as a kraut. I'm not used to exchanging pleasantries because your country sucks and you started 2 world wars and tried to come up into our peace when we were trying to free ourselves from the English. F you freaking kraut motherfucker. All right. As a crowd, I'm not used to exchanging pleasantries with strangers, such as cashiers like that. That's because you're an asshole.
Right? It's just a simple "how you doing."
Yeah,
It doesn't.
It
you don't
feels
have to
kind
have
of
a
fake
conversation
to ask
with
a question that no one really wants an honest answer. They actually are literally asking you how you're doing.
Oh
You could
my
tell
God.
them not well. My mother is, and they will pray for you.
Oh
They
my
will.
God.
They will be concerned. Like actually, in the Midwest, not in Las Vegas or New York, because you didn't visit America.
No, they
When
won't do that
people.
there.
My wife texts me, hey, wife, we don't love Germans. I love you because you're part German, but you're also all American, so fuck the krauts. But I guess it's part of American social. Yeah, it's part of American social norms to be kind and caring, especially in the Midwest and the South. You piece of
You
crap.
know why we're like that, right? Because in the old West, like you could just get shot really easy.
Because
No,
an
it's
armed
like-
society is a polite society.
Exactly. And then we de-armed ourselves for like the most part, and everybody's still polite in the South.
Look at BTM. BTM has a crush on Savage. He says, "What up, fellas?" And Savage.
What up,
What up, BTM? Good to see you,
come
dude.
on.
One of our guests, one of our first guests. We love BTM. We'll have him on again. So, Ole Lehman, whatever the hell you say his kraut name. Tipping in America feels like a broken system. I don't disagree. I don't get why taxes aren't included in the prices because Democrats. And then you're expected to add an extra 18 to 20% on top. Yeah, because it's
Right.
called gratuity,
Right.
gratitude, asshole, which you're not familiar with because you just start wars. Fuck you. Also, tips for basic service like coffee order seem extremely excessive. Agree. So, there's on occasions the krauts get something right. He is right on that. I won't consider BMW German because it's Bavarian, and the Bavarian motor vehicles are superior automobiles, but not German, Bavarian.
So the Germans get this
It's
in
like
hot dogs.
It's like beer. It's like Bavarian beer is very different than German beer.
Americans are so much louder than Europeans. Yeah, that's right.
Probably.
Because we have rock and roll music here, you jackass.
It goes to 11.
Like
I mean, that's
10
what happens
times
when
louder.
you get big dick on the global stage. What do you
That's
want from
right.
us?
It goes to 11.
Screw you, Germany. All right. Yes. Yeah, we are. I don't understand this. It's because we're better than you. That's why. Also, rock and roll music. It seems so unnecessary when I'm right next to you. Again, rock and roll. Fuck you. The
How do you
constant
know you won't
noise was
talking to
trying
somebody
to
that was a
confuse.
trucker, you know, like a guy like ear damage from like loud. Like a lot of us are blue collar people working factories and shit like that. You know how many millions of Americans have ear damage from
Oh my
just
God.
working?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Obesity is off the charts. It's kind of true.
Oh, this looks like Long Beach. Where's he at?
Not true. No, this is Vegas, bro. This is
Vegas. Okay. No, I was like, that looks just like Long
This
Beach.
is like this is basically like the same company that owns that mall in in Glendale and also near the farmers market in
the
LA.
Americana.
Yeah, the Americana. Yeah,
and the Galleria. Yeah.
Okay, I was shocked by how many severely. Yes, this is true. This is true. I blame the Democrats. It felt dystopian, but at the same time, I also noticed a ton of extremely fit people. It's like America is a land of extremes when it comes to physical health and appearance.
BTM says, "Why aren't you talking about aliens?" It's like, I think we are. I think we are.
America might be a little bipolar.
I think we're kind of talking about aliens.
All right. The last thing.
Yeah.
He says, compared to Europeans, Americans are super outgoing and talkative because we're better than you and happy because we're not conquered by Islam yet. We haven't been conquered by Islam yet. Okay. They'll strike up a conversation.
Has Germany been conquered by Islam?
All of Europe is basically conquered by Islam. Are you kidding me?
Okay.
Like, what are you talking about?
Okay.
They'll strike up a conversation with strangers like, it's no big deal because we're better than you, which can be both refreshing and a bit overwhelming because we're better than you. This openness is defining aspect of American culture that really stood out to me because we're better than you. And here's the thing, Ollie Lehman.
What else do you have
The
to say?
last time Germans were on American soil with your little stupid guns, we kicked your ass in 1776 as we invaded your asses on Christmas night in 1776 when George Washington was like, I'm going to cross a river on fire to beat a bunch of Germans' asses that got hired by the British because the British were too pussyfooted to actually bring their own soldiers. So they hired a bunch of Hessians to try to win this war. And then we made our own country. So fuck you, Germany.
Oh, okay.
Aren't the Hessians the ones that were responsible for the Headless Horseman?
What I said.
The Hessianless Horseman?
You remember that really bad show, Sleepy Hollow, was on Fox several years ago? That was like the whole thing. It was like the Headless Horseman was a Hessian soldier. That like, it was stupid.
Oof.
A terrible show.
No, terrible. Terrible show. Terrible show.
What was that on? ABC?
Something like that. I remember like Ichabod Crane got like buried.
Like Disney. It feels like Disney.
It came back to life in the modern.
Which could have been a good show. It could have been a good show.
Could have been great. Could have been great.
But they probably hired too many women.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
The FBI person was a lady.
Yep.
Were they?
Salty getting salty.
Salty getting salty on a Salty and Savage show with the Dr. Till, yeah.
Bell solo.
Nice. Bell solo. Everybody dance to the bell solo.
All right. Hey, guys. We appreciate you being here. BTM, thanks for showing up. We got a lot of people watching on X. Please, next week, come watch on YouTube. Remember to hit the like and subscribe button and maybe consider sharing. Dr. Till, I think we should finish it up, Savage. Dr. Till, I don't know. How do you guys feel?
I'm down with whatever.
Let's do it, dude. Let's rock.
That was an awkward close. I'm sorry. I'm an awkward guy.
No, that's all right. We've been rocking and rolling for a while. We appreciate everybody coming in and checking us out. Some of the fans from Ministry of Dude coming to check out this dude. We really appreciate you coming.
Really appreciate you guys coming.
They're weirdos, but they're cool.
No, so we got to have Till back. I think we should have Till and Yvonne Klaus and we'll do a 4-panel. We'll do
that's kind of
like
interesting.
A 4-panel thing, and maybe have Till with BTM reviews as well because I think we should all mix it up. You know, we should be American here, not Germany. And cross-pollinate.
And we gotta get you guys on Burnt Popcorn and Ministry sometime. Yeah. I do a like a nerd show, Burnt Popcorn with Ken of the North and an old guy. I do. Yes, I do.
But you also, guys, you can check out Ministry of Dude on YouTube and Rumble and Locals. I think 5 nights a week at 7 Central, 8 o'clock Eastern. Like 5 nights a week. Am I wrong?
Usually. Yeah. I stream way too much. Way too much. The amount of hours I work.
But dude, you guys should check out the show. You guys are always talking about like what's going on in the news. Like recently, I think yesterday or today, you guys were talking about Steel Toe again, and the Ricada drama.
Yeah.
Right.
I was friends with Steel Toe for like a little
Were
while. I was a guest co-host in a show a couple of times, and
no shit.
Then he met.
Did you go? Why are you a
cuck?
cuck? Why are you a cuck, bro? Why are you a cuck?
Oh my god!
No, did you ask him?
Why are you a cuck?
Oh no, this was before that.
Oh, was it before it?
Yeah, when he met Nick Ricciardi, he just kind of stopped talking to a lot of his little guys.
Oh.
And you're like, oh, I see. It's cool. Whatever. I get
He's
it.
one of those. He's one of those.
Yeah,
Oh,
but I'm also
no.
I'm like, if someone big ties me, I'm like, yeah, I'd probably do the same thing to me. I'm like, yeah, I've met me. Come on, I know.
No, I think what makes a person is when you don't forget where you come from. I think that's what makes a person and defines a person.
Never.
It's just been such a wild ride to watch him go from like kind of a normal guy who acted a little big for his britches on a show, but he thought it was an act, and then it turns out, no, this guy's actually completely insane.
And really insecure about everything and all his life choices.
Oh yeah.
Like clearly. And also he looks like a guy you could shove into a locker because he's got those shoulders.
He probably did.
got
He's a little tall, so.
How do you do the locker shoulders? Like it's like you don't have
They're going
shoulders.
sideways. You gotta get them in sideways.
Is it forward or is it?
No, he's got like these shoulders that like droop down and like his and like
the sloop shoulder.
And like his head is almost his shoulders are almost as wide as his head. It's like weird.
Whoa.
His ex-wife, like I know I've got a big forehead, but my girl does not. Okay, you don't mix big foreheads with big foreheads. That's gonna equal a child with a head like this fucking tall. Like it's how you get cone head.
Well, it's how you have my head because I have the biggest forehead ever because both my parents had giant foreheads, and then I lost all my hair.
And then I lost all of I gained all of it. He lost. I just got more.
You dirty ginger.
Back in my rock and roll days, I had hair down the middle of my back. I was in a band for many years and toured around Colorado. I say toured. We played dive bars in about every corner of Colorado.
That's touring.
Do you have any like music videos or like from back in the day or anything like that? Or, like,
no
live
music videos, but I have
anything?
some recordings.
Oh, okay.
Oh man,
Right.
You know what? We on you know what we should do the next time we have Till on? We should do a picture day from the early 2000s.
Oh god!
So that we can see
fat,
long-haired Till,
400 pounds,
450-pound long-haired Till.
What?
Nikki Sixx hair eyeliner wearing Salty, and then Savage, who basically looks the same.
Similar. My hair was shorter, but the music video that I did is basically I played a few weeks ago this random music video I made in like 2007, and everyone was like, "Wait, what is this?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I haven't told anybody about this. I don't."
Listen, BTM, I'll design your cool logo when I'm done with Silence Do Good issue 3, which is coming out very soon. I got 4 pages left. 4 pages left, guys.
Salty does some dope logos though.
I do some dope logos. Look at that logo. Look at that logo.
Oh yeah, I just noticed the beard on the axes.
This is my Beard Balm.
You guys should check out his Beard Balm. It's really nice. It smells good.
The Baron dropped it in the chat earlier.
Till, you should check it out for your little goatee action. It's really nice. It'll smooth out the hair.
And if there's
smells nice.
You get like some ashy elbows. Right after I do this, I just throw a little on here. And if I have like anything like that's leather that needs little conditioning, I just put the rest on there and then wash my hands off. It's a solid. I love it. Someone last night, I hugged went out with like a couple's dinner last night to this awesome Taco Tuesday spot out in the middle of nowhere in Iowa. It was actually fucking awesome. And we hugged at the end of the night, like saying goodbye. And she was like, "Oh my gosh, your beard is so soft." I was like, "Actually, I make my own beard balm." And she was like, "Wait, what?"
He was a homosexualist then.
Great.
Oh, you're muted. You're muted. I'm still muted. What's going on?
You're still muted.
Oh,
you're the one.
All right.
It's all right.
Well,
I'm a
Whiskey.
That's been our show.
Dude, it was good. It was good times to, especially.
I loved hanging out with you tonight, Dr. Till. Thanks for being a guest on the show. thanks for everybody that came over from your show to watch and subscribe. We appreciate that. Please come again next Wednesday, same time.
Same bad time, same bad channel.
Yeah, you know how that works.
Whatever.
Oh, did we just age ourselves with that?
Did we? I mean, you should know. I mean,
Batman. Was it Batman 66? That's like one of my favorite. Batman the movie. That's like one of my favorite Batman movies. That's like third favorite Batman movie.
It's the third
favorite. Third. It might be the third best one actually, because there hasn't been many good Batman movies.
I am working currently on a video for my movie channel, Burnt Popcorn, where I'm trying to fix what's considered the best Batman movie, The Dark Knight. Like it is by far like one of the best Batman movies, but there's some major problems.
To disagree.
There is some weird stuff. I like the
my fix would fix all that stuff, because essentially it boils down to removing that pointless last act.
So like a third of the movie.
Yeah.
It wouldn't even be that much. You essentially
but it wouldn't be that much.
End when Joker kills Rachel Dawes and Batman loses, and that would be your fucking Empire Strikes Back for the Dark Knight trilogy.
Ooh.
Right. Okay. Huh.
Okay.
Got to end on that down note so you can build back in the third.
I don't know, man.
I don't know. I don't know. That's controversial, but interesting.
Yeah, I'll see what people think when I actually finish the video, and because I'm gonna do it step by step and everything.
I will come on that episode of Burnt Popcorn.
I bet you'll come on that episode. I bet you.
Oh,
yeah.
Excellent.
I love Bill and Ted. But yeah, you guys are welcome on anytime. Anytime you're available, you want to like Ministry Dude's very open door. If you're available and you're like, hey, I want to jump on, I'll send you a link or whatever. Or if there's a specific day you guys want to come on.
Okay. Well, we appreciate it.
Love it. And again, check out the show, guys. Ministry of Dude. Please. The link is pinned for the YouTube. And then if you just go to the YouTube, you'll get all the links for everything else. It's a fun show. He's got a lot of good guys on. I think next time too, I want to get Kyle on the show as well.
Yeah, Kyle would love to talk to Savage about music. I actually I know we're not gonna get to it tonight because we're out of time.
We missed it. Oh, you know what? Let's do it. No, we gotta go.
Yeah, let's do it.
We gotta go.
Yeah,
we'll be here forever.
I'll just show.
We'll be here forever.
Savage.
Yeah.
No, we're having Till on again, and we'll just go right into album of the week because
I'll pick
Till's got opinions. Till's got opinions.
And, Doc, don't go anywhere. We're gonna move. We're gonna shut this down, but don't go anywhere. We'll chat.
Yeah.
Show.
All right.
Thanks,
all right.
guys.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was awesome, right?
Yeah.
What do you think? All right, we appreciate it. This is the Salty and Savage Show. What were we at? Episode 22. I can't even believe we're here.
22 weeks of this shit. I don't know why you're here, but I'm thankful.
It's been awesome chat. Now, everyone in the chat, you know who you are. We really appreciate you being here. Dr. Till, thank you much. Check out the links and check out, everything's, you got it figured out. We're going to play you out here. Peace.